welcome you all on behalf of Shri Vaishnav Institute of Information Technology. As you all have been started learning from 4th October, and now you all are entering into the institute to learn various aspects of the engineering in the area of computer science and information technology. In this journey of gaining foundation knowledge about the industry trends, I feel honored to introduce a very renowned and first speaker in the session, Dr. Prabhat Manucha. Dr. Prabhat Manucha is a director, government, Indian, India, South Asia, IBM. He is an accomplished technical executive, global mentor with rich IT leadership experience, consistent track record of driving increased level of productivity, profits, and internal and external customer satisfaction. He is recognized as a technology evangelist and change agent. He is an executive architect with focus on IBM's cognitive, cloud, smarter cities, Internet of Things, big data, security, and blockchain initiatives. Dr. Manocha is having 26 years of extensive international and multicultural experience in requirement analysis, creative problem solving, technical assessments, strategic planning, technical sales, team building, project management, staff and resource management across multiple technology areas, including cognitive, cloud, smarter cities, and blockchain and quantum. He has been critical part of the core team which won some of the largest deals in enterprise across India, South Asia, and Asia Pacific. He also led the conceptualization and empanelment of IBM's public cloud with Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, which has changed government IT adaptation behavior. He worked for IBM as technical leader and client IT architect. He also worked as senior manager, technology architect, senior infrastructure consultant, and project manager technical in companies like CMC, Tenxa, and HCL Comnet Limited also. I welcome you, sir, for the program. And I would now like to request Dr. Prabhat Manocha, sir, to please address the newly admitted students.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. And believe me, the new students, it is my privilege that when I'm sharing my slides and I will be discussing with all of you, I'm sure that you are the new future. You are the one who's going to lead the nation. And I know how the technology is changing. The technology is changing very fast. Gone are the days when we used to have some products and those products need to drive business. Now, at this point in time, it is solution and technology which are based on various innovative solutions which are driving the business models. So I'm sure you guys are the future and going to take that lead further. So what I'm going to do for next 45 or 10 and 1 hour will take you through some of the technological advancement going on in an industry. So don't be consider it's very boring or overwhelmed, because it might be some of the technological innovatives you may not be aware at this point of time, but I'm sure in near future, those are the one which will be taking you to a newer lead. So that's what I will going to take. And I will also make you aware about how technology trends going on across industry during this pandemic. The situation where we are in is unexceptional. You had seen that it's an exceptional where you would have seen you had never faced such kind of things in our lifetime, but this is the new normal where which we are living in. So we need to comply to those new normal norms and be successful. So that's what my objective would be. And keep asking any questions if you have anything during the presentation. I would be happy to answer all of them. So I would be sharing my screen. Can you see that?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, thank you. So we are in a, as I said in the beginning, we are in a new normal. And when I say new normal, the challenge of COVID-19 is well aware. There's a and we have to live with that. There's a high density work areas We need to do the limited personal protective equipments, containment of an infected areas, as well as keep monitoring the information. And of course, the production and supply chain disruption had happened, and the technologies like AI, analytics, IoT, and edge computing as helping us to return to our work. And so where are, like we all know that this has impacted the business. Let me share you some of the data where it is impacted and how exactly it is impacted. So 65% of the IT leaders across globe has deferred or paused their current projects. Having said so, there are 30% of the current projects which are proceeding are related to an infrastructure, cybersecurity, those are the one, and 35 of the projects are running on schedule. Now, having said that, what was the priority for this for the business? If we are living in a world, what is our priorities? So priorities are the way one was when this pandemic hit, we all were all worried about how to keep our workers connected and to keep our infrastructure strengthened with respect to the cybersecurity norms, the security features. How can we keep ourselves up to the mark with respect to the latest technological trend with reference to connecting people as well as to be productive? So that was an initial wave one which we have been working on. Whereas wave two was how do we get engaged with the customers? How can we live up with the new normal and ensure the business which is there to be remain connected and all business connectivity norms to be operationalized? And of course, during that time, we also had an objective of reducing the cost as well as redeploy our workforce and asset, because working in an online and an offline mode is entirely different concept. And how can we leverage keeping the productivity high? How can we reduce costs as well as redeploy the workforce? So that was the wave two, which we have been working technologically. And the third one was, and where we all have been working on, is understanding the implications of COVID-19 and then reevaluate priorities. How can we uh, prioritize the work which is in an industry? How can we alive and be relevant in an industry up to making the business priorities, how the new business models are getting evolved to cope up to that. And I know that online working is another outcome of that business model. Now we all are working out in a remote fashion in a more interactive way. So that's an outcome of that model. Having said so, is all organizations are up and able to do that? We need to find out like whether we all organizations were able to cope up this requirement or were they up to the mark or not. So we divide the whole concept into enterprise recovery into 5 cycles. And when we say the 5 stages, it was initially the business continuity, the when the crisis was there, then there's an economy got slowed down, then the recession was there, and then slowly we were returning to the growth and then aligning to the new normal which we have been living on. Having said so, is all the organization has aligned to that? So this is the current situation. So 33% of the partners, the organizations, were able still coping up the business requirement of the business connectivity. Whereas 23% of the organizations are able to retain and update themselves to the new normal and the new business models. Having said that, what are the technological trends which are in industry? Sometimes back, if you would have heard about the quote from many people, it was all connectivity was one. Then second, we were talking about the data. We used to, there was some norms was there, data is a new oil. So those were the terminology being used in an industry. But having said so, after this COVID, the trends has changed drastically. The first trend which is there is the currency of engagement. And when you say that, how do we engage with our people? Like, am I interacting the way I should be? Or is it what I'm meeting the expectation? So that is the next level by which the interaction of a citizen of the people with the workers together, that has become the most priority. And that also linked with a human centric approach. You would have seen a lot of automated programs are there in an AI mode, but those all are more towards the native language, towards the artificial intelligence with respect to the human centric nature. So that becomes the currency of an engagement, which is trust. The second is human centric AI creates new business values. When we say that, there is a new processes, the processes by which the whole organization has been working, or the way the business was driven, those all are changed now, and the core processes have have been building on an intelligent workflow. And that's what I am being encountering day in day out with all the organizations where I do work. More business processes, business driven, and intelligent workflow, when an intelligent automation, business automations, those were the work which is the priority work which is going on. And of course, the third, which goes without saying, becomes the safety and well-being. The COVID, not only the new normal has given new business model, it has also restricted us by doing something. We all are confined to an area of our room and not meeting the way we used to do earlier. So it has become also important for an organizations to to enable them for a new normal and get to a recovery as well as growth. We have seen that there are a lot of innovative business models, whether it is digital health pass across globes, new communication way, new travel plan, all those things have been increasing a lot of things. And the second and the fourth thing, which was the most important activity which we are observing in an industry, is the difference between the haves and have not. And when I say haves and have not, I just wanted to give an example. Let's think about a scenario where the training institute is not able to provide an online training. So if he is not able to cope up that business requirement, that either the system would not remain, or the business by which he was able to convince was not able to get it though. So those are the complete differentiation between haves and have nots is clearly seen in the market. Having said so, these are the societal trends which we are seeing, and the trends are the connectivity and the communication that has increased a lot as compared to an earlier. Workforce, as we discussed earlier, there is a lot of challenge which workforce has been going through, and in some countries there's the skills, age, capability, various kind of challenges which workforce has been encountering, and organization are supposed to take care of that. Increase aware of mental health challenges. That's another area where Globe has been fighting to and has been working on. Data has become available, but there is also appropriate use of analytics also is a concern. So whether that information available to you and me is relevant, and if it is powered by an artificial intelligence, is it being done in a right way or in a way which is good for the society? So that's are some of the concerns which are more important and to be looked at. The social media nationwide has crossed the boundaries of one particular area. Now, sitting at home, we can able to understand, uh, go through the various kind of news which is available all across globe. So the connectivity has given us that empowerment. Climate change has become such an important activity for all of us. And of course, on top of it, infrastructure stress and urbanization is another area which we have been seeing. In these course, there are a lot of technological innovation which we will see in near future, which are going to change the way our behavior. And 5G is one of the things which is going to drastically change the behavior. We might see self-driven cars. There are a lot of study which has been going on. by ultra reliable and low latency communication, which is 1 millisecond latency. By having said so, there is use case of self-driven car, industrial automation, the industry workflow, the processes are completely automated. Augmented reality is the future, and it's going on in a very fast pace. Movies can be downloaded in a seconds, massive video cameras. There are smarter city. You might have heard in the newspapers. There are a lot of smarter city and smarter uh, activities going on with reference to not only on a human infrastructure. Uh, it also going beyond the limitation of an infrastructure. It has gone to an extent which provides you more and more functionalities needed for each mankind. There is a SCADA, massive SCADA and IoT kind of network connectivity, which has become much more powerful and available, smarter building. So these are the benefits by the 5G technology which we are going to get. And those 5G technology will innovate into multiple edge solutions. And those edge solutions are not limited to one or two specific industry. This goes beyond industry, and most of the industry is going to get benefited out of it. So I just pull out some of the use case, either in an industrial and manufacturing, where the real-time computing and maintenance requests get automated. We have systems who can proactively not only do a performance management, it's do a remedial management as well. So there's a jump in an industrial sector which enables to do more productivity as well as the manufacturing benefits. Uh, the municipal transient, the network transport has seen uh, a major trigger point with reference to the enablement of newer kind of analyticals and secure transmission. Um, by having said so, there's a real-time computing engine not only at the remote end. Now it is becoming an edge device by which it will do those real-time enablement as an analytical engine on top of it at the edge location. The government has been doing a lot in order to improve the behavior. The connectivity between the citizen and the government is reducing, the improving, and there is a reducing there is an enhanced trust between citizen and government is happening. And you might have encountered or be encountered the change when COVID initially happens. Lot of government has initiated to perform cognitive engine to interact with the citizens, and there is a lot of cognitive advisors being built by various states in order to provide real-time information on various kind of scenarios. We also would like to see the change in an industry like automation, who will provide different proactive real-time info business models. And those business model is not limited only to the one which we are seeing. I can just give an example like management insurance as a service. Like if I am not driving the car much, and it's going in a very right, I am a very good driver, take care of my vehicle, then why do I need to pay similar insurance as compared to others? So those are the business model, the tire as a service or maintenance as a service. Those are the different innovative models which are getting evolved, and that all is possible with reference to the IoT and an edge computing devices. And these are all based on the low latency, network bandwidth, and continuous operations. And of course, the one other thing which is most important in things are privacy and security. While you perform those use cases, it is also important for all of us to look at how can we securely provide those innovative use cases. Is there any question and answer which I need to do now, or forensic science? Sorry.
Sir, we will take questions at the end of sessions.
Okay, we will do that. So So this is how, so you can see that 5G with edge computing, the technology, there are various use cases which we might observe in our day-to-day operation. And those are the one which is going to perform various business models which are going to impact our day-to-day life. Having said that, these are some of the data which I have collected. So there is an exponential increase in integrated public cloud offerings, which is 70% of the enterprise are going to leverage, and that not only limited to a public cloud, it is hybrid cloud. Gone are the days when we used to have our own server center location and we used to perform and manage those. All those things has become a cloud native and providing those SaaS models by which we can able to not only leverage the services available, we can also use the services built by somebody and that can get consumed as a service. There are more and more increase in edge computing by 5G. This will become much more reality, and we had seen so many newer edge computing applications getting developed. There's a continuous increase in a data, so that is given, and that data would not only limit to the structured or an unstructured. It could be a semi-structured data. Whatever we are communicating now, that becomes a source of data for a future analysis. So those any kind of communication which we do, that becomes the source of an information, and that becomes source to drive that new business models. There's a increased sophistication of an abuse of data as well. So we need to be more proactively in terms of privacy protection, and that's why you would have seen a lot of zero trust model, which we have been talking now a lot, as well as chief trust officers are getting deployed, and that's why security becomes paramount. And it's not only limited to one or more field, it has become to each and every code what we do. The security has become paramount, integral part of those, and we do have zero trust model to encourage that sort of things. And to do that, there's a machine learning models, where deep learning models and the cognitive, where we can together provide those trust uh, parameters, and those models are getting evolved. Now, having said that, uh, data is available now all across globe, and when we say that we are living in a data-driven global society, the access of information is now quite obvious. All of us have an access to an information, but do we have a reliable and a trustworthy information? That becomes so important nowadays. We need to rely on that information. So there's a rising trend towards the manipulation of that data as well. So we need to be very uh, informed, as well as to be taken care of those events, what is happening across, and those availability of data should be used in a right way and to be deployed in a way by which we can able to leverage for a successful models and successful transformation of our life. If you see the right picture, it depicts the red area, which is concentration of an internet device, and by which you can, it's clearly depict there's a clearly demarcation or a distribution of an integrated device across globe. The countries in a European and a US market has much more concentration as compared to an Asian or an African or other part of the globe. But having said so, this might be because of the population density, and of course, in near future, we might see a drastic change in that by leveraging newer technology that connected with an advancement of the technological advancement. Those distribution of the technology will become transparent, and that's what we might anticipate. Having said that, uh, how do we going to leverage this data? So there is a peer-to-peer solutioning rather than hard to hide by eliminating single source of. So earlier we used to uh, have one data which can get hide on a server or in a different location. Now there are solutions by which we have a peer-to-peer solution which is more prominent. We can able to share that information in a rightful manner, and the technology like blockchain had helped us in doing that in a secure distribution of that information. You would have heard about the cryptocurrency or land record, where all those food trusts, where the information being tracked from the source to the fork. So those kind of technology can able to track that data. There is a catalog of data, a category of the data in terms of whether it is secured, unsecured. We can provide or categorize those data by which how do we leverage that. And of course, there is a masking technique. We can mask that data based on the confidentiality and personal information. So those are techniques which are available, and AI capabilities with new trusted AI capabilities as being formed. So there's a different AI models being developed, and I'm sure during course of time you would learn that, and you will be able to deliver those and make able to make enhancement to those models which are already available. So as I said in the beginning, there was an data available all across. There is a technology available to cater to that data. How can we perform that analytics and used it in the way it has to be? So analytics too can be an intentional distorted of several purposes, whether it is authentic and trustful data. That is what our uh, responsibility is, to analyze and find and choose the right kind of data. There are the models available by which can able to detect that biasing information, and we need to provide an unintended biased uh, models to unfair disadvantage to somebody. We can remove that. There is a suppression and the censorship of the data. So those are the trends which is going on, and those are the business models which is available to remove any kind of fictitious activity across globe. Uh, Having said that, the social media overrides and contain the content, and because the information available all across, as we had observed, social media has become a de facto for all of us to for any kind of information. But we it is our duty to find whether it is reliable or unreliable information, as I said in the beginning. So there are different cases by which, and there are different policies across globe, which makes it very important for social media users to prevent uh, use as well as provide any kind of unauthorized access to an information. There is a lot of regulations being formed, policies being formed at various stages, at various industry, government. I have been working with a lot of governments across who has been finding various laws to prevent any kind of unauthorized access or to categorize that sensitive information, so that all of us will get the reliable information. And the technology behind is an artificial intelligence and a blockchain, which has helped us prevent and provide the reliable information. And I'm sure in the future years, when you would be working on those models, on those technologies, which will help you to not only build those models, it will help you to build those business inventions which will be helpful for the mankind. There is a change in the drift by network connectivity and urbanization. We found that because of an urbanization and the connectivity, there's an increasing load on an infrastructure, and that has given us a lot of opportunity as well as opportunity to take care of multiple issues which is available. And I should rather say, let's suppose for an infrastructure or the pollution, those are the areas which all of us need to be very actively looked at. And some of the statistics are there in front of you. In 2020, 4.2 billion people, 50%, 55% of the population lived in cities. And we are anticipating by 2050, the urban population expected to be 6.5 billion, and which the 3% of the earth land, but 60 to 80% of the energy consumption is being done in urban. So we need to be very cognizant of the fact, how do we take care of that? And that's the reason you would have seen a lot of innovations either with respect to the electric vehicle or the solar power, or in the area of how do we optimize the workflow how do we optimize the operations which we are working on. So those are the innovative business models as well as technology leverage for those. Having said that, and in a last which I wanted to share, this is the trends for an innovation, and we all uh, are going to encounter this technological trends across globe. The first thing which we are telling is an engagement. So engagement is not only related to the communication between the two organizations or between citizen and a government or between a college and a student. It is each and every activity which we do, each and every work which we do, either in terms of leveraging the social media, performance, news, communication, any kind of information which we have, those all becomes an engagement. Earlier we only used to confine to one set of data. Now any kind of data which provides you that information has become the source of information to perform analytics. There could be the technologies, as I said in the beginning, the edge computing, which will enable us to perform more and more computing at the edge location rather than at central location, enabling us to do those applicational enhancement. And that's what we had seen, the fraud analytics use case or the leverage of precision agriculture, where the farmers can automatically able to not automatically, they can able to predict how the weather would be based on technology. There could be a use case when we have a satellite data, we have a soil health card data, we have the weather data as well as the crop information. If we connect them together, can we predict how the crop outcome would be? Those are the technology which is already evolved and going to get implemented. And now that information can be accessed by farmers with the means of communication media which we have now. Earlier, in order to communicate to them, we do not have that media. With that engagement, all of those informations are much more possible, and we all can able to do that. The second innovation which we can think about and to be there in the next future would be an edge computing. And I said in the beginning, because of the more computing power, more internet penetration, increase in uh, the use of mobile telephony, the edge device has become much more powerful, which enable us to perform most analytical and application enhancement. So that's how we find that edge computing becomes much more important in near future, and it's already starting behaving that way. The third use case, third technology which might change the scenario and uh, the behavior of of an individuals like you and me would be quantum computing. There are a lot of use case in various industry, either in terms of health, which is to define the DNA patterns, or the security encryption. The security encryption which we currently have may not become relevant after quantum computing can provide those the encryption methodologies. So we need to innovate. Those business models will get formed, and I know that across globe, either in finance or in health or in steels and mining industry, we had seen a lot of innovative business models as well as use cases are getting evolved, and those all are possible because of quantum, and we can anticipate lot many more actions happening in this area. And the last one, which I started in the beginning, is a trust. The trust, the information, because of the new normal, where you and me are only trusting the information being shared by one another using via media, which is web. We need to be much more cognizant of the fact that the information should be contextual, should be secure, should be transparent, and the trust between the sender and the receiver. And that will help the various organizations to build various business model based on that. We do not want any data biasing uh, being done by any organizations, or probably should able to impact the our thought process. And the cyber security is another area by which we all need to be very cognizant of the fact lot of ransomware attacks happening, not only uh, random, it has become targeted users. So we all the information which we have has to be confined to zero trust model, where we can build those security parameters for each and every layer. So that's how the future trends are going to be. And there's just a data where how the innovations has been happening. And I just wanted to share that because you are the new generations, you should know what patents being filed, how it is being filed, and which are the areas, how the global organization has been working on. So as I said in the beginning, quantum, security, cloud computing, and a blockchain are the area where the trends and innovations are going. And there are very innovative use cases which has been happening across globe. So these are the trends which I would like to leave with, and would like you guys to focus on and be cognizant of the fact that technology is the way. Technology has the potential to not only change the our behavior, it has the potential to develop different business models which are going to help the mankind. So I sincerely, any questions if we have, so we can answer.
Students, you can write your questions in the question and answer tab. Sir, I would like to read the questions from the student side. One question is related to the jobs in IT sector. Whether what type of opportunities students of BCA and engineering can get, and in what areas they have to focus.
So having said that, uh, you know, this is a question, like as I was updating, that technology now become part of day-to-day life. It's not only limited to the education sector, where we understood that technology and then we go for an industry and deploy that technological innovation. Think about a situation of a farmer. Now, as I said, as I was updating, in a farmer industry, in an agriculture industry, that use case can come automatically. We need how, when, and how we need to sow our crop, how much water I need to give, when can I give, and what would be my productive output. So this is what a use case which has evolved by leveraging what? By the domain understanding as well as the technology which is going to impact and who's giving that input in order to drive that outcome. Now, technology which we just now talk about is either cloud, security, artificial intelligence, quantum, blockchain. These are going to remain like this. This is how we are going to deploy that technology in your day-to-day life. That is what matters the most. And so the students like you who has the basic knowledge of the business would like to enhance that knowledge by leveraging that technology and use those business models and behavior. And I personally gone through a lot of uh, these interactive session where I see how students are more innovative in terms of building those new innovative use case. There are a lot of hackathons being found where I saw such an innovation done by all you guys, which is much beyond expectation. And those were the one which is going to change the future of mankind. So I'm sure the technology is going to use the study which you are doing, and of course once you do that, that is going to enhance your power of articulating into money, to be very frank. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, one more question is from the student Raghav. He's asking, and related to other students' query, that what is the future in blockchain technology and web development?
So blockchain is a very niche technology. And sometimes back, we had been talking about blockchain as an emerging technology. And I know that I was party to some of the use cases. We were trying to develop those use cases, trying to see whether it is possible or not. So those were the things which we were trying like almost 2.5 years or 3 years back. But now those models are and the use case are established, and I can share you some of those. Supply chain. Globally, when you ship a consignment from one country to another country, there are so many, I don't want to share the numbers, but there are so many parameters which involve either in terms of documentation, keeping track of it, and when it goes to another port, then again that survey happens, again those cross check happens, whether it is chemical equipment, what is the origination, and all those kind of things happen. With the help of blockchain, now all these things get eliminated. There is all the supply chain vendors, which is large uh, shipment industry, are moving towards supply chain and a workflow automation, where they can keep a track what equipments being shipped from which location and what does it carry. So even that reaches to a destination, people get to know that whether it is legitimate or non-legitimate. So this is very established use case which is there. So that's one. Second is the for food industry. We all nowadays we all are health conscious. Of course, we were earlier as well, but we have become much more health conscious with respect to an organic farming. We do not want pesticide. We do not want unnecessary more fertilizers to be added. So we need an organic farming. Or how do I need to see that this is fresh? The equipment which are consuming is fresh. How much time it has taken, from where it has originated, and with globalization, there are so many countries shipping with each other. That equipment has been happening. So with blockchain, we can even track like what is the origination of this particular food which I am eating, and how much time it was lying at one retailer or what distributor, what is the time it took from the farm to the fork. That's what we always call farm to fork. So that's kind of use case which is very prominent and being established successfully. The third one I would rather say the digital identity. The and that some of the use cases being developed across globe. One is identity, like instead of a fake identity, we can have a legitimate identity being recognized and authorized by many users. So if let's suppose you took a personal loan, or you have you bought a new bike or a car, and you go for an insurance, and you going want, and tomorrow you wanted to sell it, instead of I can just see a data on a blockchain and rely on an information. I know what the trajectory are, from whom you had bought, from then to where it has gone. I could also find out how many times you did a servicing of it. So those kind of keep tracking of the blockchain use case, which is very good and very useful. There is some specific use case in terms of digital identity, like your certifications. The certification you receive, if it is on a blockchain, and I know that some of the governments has been working towards that, is on a blockchain, nobody can able to tamper it. So those kind of things which is useful and very important to all of us. And probably things like land registry, those are the use case. So there are many use case, and what I just now shared with you are the matured use case which are developed during course of time and now being adopted. So blockchain has a potential, and that is going to retain. So I'm sure that the question which you had asked in whether it has relevance or not, of course it has relevance, and it's continue to grow. That's what I could anticipate.
Thank you, sir. Sir, one more question is related to all the questions which I have seen in the question and answer box. It is related that most of the students are now opting for the specialization courses. So they are very confused that which type of jobs they will get, whether all industries required that specialization or not. So they want to know that whether they have to study, or they can specialize in other areas also, or they have to just focus on one specialization. And if student is not they have not selected any specialization course, then in what area they have to do specialization as per their subject.
So I would like to give a diplomatic answer to this. I don't want it to be very direct. And the reason for that is, uh, I myself, if you ask me, in order to be relevant, what do I need? We as an IBM has a phenomena of uh, number of hours to be read, and there is a learning pattern, and we have, and I can just speak, I can think there's a 40 hours of mandatory training for each and every employee. That's a mandatory. But having said so, there is a, like the technologies like us, we always have a silver medal, we have a bronze, and we have a gold learner. And there's a 200 hours of training which we do, then we going to achieve uh, the gold level. And in order to do that, you also need to acquire a kind of skills as well as the badges to be relevant. Now, if I and you will not be relevant, or will not be studying newer technology, we may not be relevant. So in order to do that, we all have been studying that. And personally speaking, I focuses a lot on that and study as well. So in this age and this stage, in this work pressure, we continue to do that. Having said that, what option do you have as a student? And that it holds good for my kid as well. If they only, it's a competitive world. If we all need to be superior than others only, then we can only get a opportunity to work on an area which is available. And so that's how it happens. So specialization on a specific technology is always an added advantage. That's what I could sense. And if we will not do that, maybe you have that knowledge. Sometimes you need to prove that you have a knowledge. You need to acquire those certifications. You need to acquire those knowledge to implement those in a business model. So I personally, this is what my personal opinion would be. You need to acquire those technological skills to be relevant in the market. And if you will not do this, you may not be relevant, then you will be just treating us like others. So in order to be superior, in order to be technologist, you need to do a certain specifications and specializations.
Thank you so much, sir. And all questions, I think they have completed. So it's been a privilege for all of us that you have shared your knowledge with us, and you have discussed all about the latest trends like data security, blockchain, 5G, and engage, edge, quantum, and trust. I'm sure this very first session in Institute will be very helpful and memorable for all the newly admitted students. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you for giving this opportunity, and I'm always available for all of you.
Thank you so much, sir.
So it will be my pleasure to be. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Our next session will start at 2:30 p.m. as our speaker will join at that time. मनीष सर, आप प्लीज इन्फॉर्म कर दीजिएगा कि जब स्टूडेंट्स ज्वाइन करें.
ओके मैम, 2:30 में सर ज्वाइन कर लेंगे.
Okay. Till then, all students, please wait with the same link. Our next session on cyber security will start at 2:30 p.m. and all the questions which you have asked related to cyber security, we will take all these questions in that session.
मैम
Yes, sir. Sir,
अटेंडी में मिस्टर दीपक कुमार
no, sir.
इनको लेने का पहली लिस्ट में
सर है कहाँ? मुझे नाम नहीं दिख रहा. अगर आपको
नहीं
हो रहे हैं.
हाँ दीपक कुमार है क्या?
यस सर, दीपक कुमार.
एक मिनट बस में बात.
Hello, Deepak sir.
Hi, I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Can you able to see me?
Yes, sir. I can see you and your voice is audible.
Okay.
So, shall we start?
Yeah, sure. Please.
So, hello, students. Welcome after the break. So, as we are increasingly digitized our lives, and we put ourselves at great risk. Whether you are in school or about to enter your first or final year of institutes, it's never too late to brush up on internet safety tips and increase your cyber security awareness. In this session of Abhinandan induction ceremony, we are here to provide you the latest information and awareness about the cyber security. For this, we have with us our very renowned cyber security expert, Mr. Deepak Kumar. Mr. Deepak Kumar is Senior Digital Forensic and Cyber Intelligent Consultant. He has been working on several consulting and investigating engagements with organizations such as academia, corporates, international law enforcement organizations, government sectors, and PSUs. He is currently engaged with Indian government projects related to security operation centers, threat intelligence coordination, capacity building for cybercrime and digital forensic domain. He holds professional international certification skills in areas of ethical hacking, digital forensics, incident and response, blockchain, industrial control systems, cyber and operational security, fraud detection and investigation, counterterrorism and national security, etc. He is presently a member with chair member in National Cyber Safety and Security Standards India, International Cyber Threat Task Force, and many more. He is awarded with various industry recognized certifications. He received several appreciations from senior officials from law enforcement, academia, defense organizations, and media as well. OSINT, social media, open source intelligence, and many more. I welcome you, sir, on behalf of the university and invite you to address newly admitted students of computer science and information technology students.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, it is well.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the invitation. The topic is digital forensics, and that is one of the important topic for me as well, and for the ongoing situation. As we know that cybercrime, cyber threats are borderless, and a person sitting at any place, and attacker could be from different places, and it's very tedious to identify or determine exactly who is the perpetrator, hacker, criminal, or how to find those things. So these are the common challenges, and we know that cyber crimes again a big subject, cyber security again a big subject. So today's presentation is focusing on cyber digital forensics, and on this in this particular digital forensics there are several misconceptions and issues regarding, like, if I'm doing studying cyber forensics or digital forensics, so future कैसा है, हमें कैसी जॉब मिल सकती है, हमें क्या पढ़ना चाहिए, हमें क्या improve करना चाहिए, what exactly we need to search. और आप देखोगे नॉर्मली कि साइबर क्राइम पर्सपेक्टिव में, कि डिजिटल पर्सपेक्टिव में, कि किस तरह के केसेस हैं, किस तरह के क्राइम्स हो रहे हैं नॉर्मली. लाइक जस्ट अ न्यूज़ पर्सपेक्टिव हियर. मैंने कीवर्ड सर्च किया है. Keyword is normally cyber forensics, and here we can see that after 8-year wait, Goa gets another cyber forensics lab. Golden, how the cybersecurity startup is combating with various cybercrime threats. Companies deploying advanced technology to enhance cyber forensics laboratories. Study forensic science for unique investigative jobs. This is like just recently kind of informations. And similarly over here, a keyword called digital forensics. So again, the same thing is almost. Grayshift is a forensic tool basically, and things are there. So first of all, the important thing is what what is forensics, and what are the classifications are there, what kind of jobs we can get. That is a big subject. Again, I'm just searching some jobs itself, so you can see like this is a job for digital forensics analyst. Here it is asking for, you can see from the screen, a bachelor degree or a must technical expertise into digital forensics domain. He should have software engineering, computer engineering, additional course training in forensics tools, cryptography, and everything. So things are there. So when you talk about what do you call the skill set, that is important. So now moving ahead with the things, and that is about the forensics part. As we know that a quote which is showing on your screen, that is once a document have been posted online, the genie is out of the bottle. ये हमें पता है बेसिकली कि सोशल मीडिया में, साइबर क्राइम में, साइबर में और डिजिटाइजेशन में कोई भी कंटेंट अगर एक बार ऑनलाइन प्रोड्यूस हो जाता है, चाहे वो फोन के माध्यम, इंस्टाग्राम, व्हाट्सएप या एनीवेयर फ्रॉम एनी मैनर, सो डिजिटली ये कहीं ना कहीं स्टोर होता है और इजिली इन्वेस्टिगेशन के दौरान मिल सकता है, और इट इज़ वेरी इजी टू प्रूव फॉर एज अ सब्सटेंशियल एविडेंस फॉर एनी कोर्ट प्रोसीडिंग और एनी इंफॉर्मेशन गैदरिंग पर्सपेक्टिव. ये टेक्निकल चीजें हैं, बट इसको कैसे यूज करना है, हाउ लॉ एनफोर्समेंट पुलिस आर हेल्पिंग और टेकिंग हेल्प फ्रॉम स्टूडेंट्स और एकेडमी और इंडस्ट्री, सो दैट इज अ बिग क्वेश्चन. सो important thing is what to know that ki what is what, that is a big thing. You can see the screen is talking about cybersecurity domain, like people having different things, like I want to be a cybersecurity expert, and sometimes they are thinking I want to be a forensic expert, or I want to go into law and regulations, or maybe I want to go into pen testing or hacking something. So when you see this mind map, it's clearly specifying that key what exactly is about the domains are. Here you can see when you see the green one, which is talking about governance, and under governance they have laws, regulations, industry, risk related information, compliance policies, procedures, guidelines, KPIs, and KRI. These comes in governance. Similarly, risk assessment, the red one, they have to do a VAPT, like hacking, finding vulnerability, or finding doing a source code review to find the weakness into any source code. So this is again into the security assessment part. Yellowish, again, framework and standards. So the question comes over here is the people, the attendees who actually know what is cyber security, what is information security, or what is network application, different aspects are there. So identify one area first of all, and accordingly they can initiate any one of them. So that is the thing. But no doubt, when you see like even during this various data breaches, various cybercrime information issues, digital forensics issues, we got to know that कि technically strong होना बहुत जरूरी है, fundamental knowledge होना networking में, cyber में, it is very important. And that kind of skill set anybody can able to take up. It doesn't mean that a person from a BTech or from MTech or a technical background, he or she can hold, or they can only initiate these things. No. Additionally, you can do any certifications or skill set or online programs or diploma programs pertaining to technical things. That will really help for the same thing. So now moving ahead, some trend and tactics are there. थोड़ा सा मैं हल्का सा ब्रीफ करूंगा कि ये कुछ ऐसे ट्रेंड्स हैं और टैक्टिक्स हैं जो बेसिकली साइबर क्राइम पे इनिशिएट होते हैं. साइबर क्राइम इसलिए मैं पॉइंट जोड़ रहा हूँ क्योंकि अभी वी आर गेटिंग टू नो दैट कि like in India specifically, the people who are living in big cities or metro cities, or you can say mid-level cities where IT related things are there, and everybody having their own things. आजकल हर बंदे, हर व्यक्ति, हर लड़कों के पास, हर लोगों के पास basically they having multiple mobile phones, smartphones and computers, laptops and everything. So pertaining to the same thing, when I'm talking about the trends, you see the trends are there, like phishing mails are they getting, job offers, fake job offers are there. आज recently आज ही कल की न्यूज है, फेक जॉब ऑफर से एक महिला ने सुसाइड किया. सो अब थिंग्स आर देयर, वर्क फ्रॉम होम कल्चर, ऑनलाइन मनी अर्निंग एप्स आर देयर, फेक न्यूज, कपल चैलेंज, डीप फेक, फेसबुक फेक प्रोफाइल आस्किंग मनी, व्हाट्सएप पे न्यूड कॉल से पैसे मांगना, ब्लैकमेल करना. सो दीज आर द ट्रेंडिंग थिंग्स विच इज हैपनिंग. The question over here is how this digital forensics will help or how cyber things will help. So no doubt, until unless if you know a modus operandi of any specific thing, then only you can able to initiate. So now when I'm talking about cyber crime, things which is emerging, like अभी हमारे कोर्स curriculum में we have to know that IoT, drones, 3D printers, artificial intelligence, machine learning, NLP, virtual reality, blockchain, different things are there. अब जब नई नई चीजें आएंगी, नए नए थिंग्स आर वर्किंग, सो थिंक फ्रॉम योर पर्सपेक्टिव कि इससे कितना ज्यादा क्राइम भी इनिशिएट हो सकता है. So that is again a big question for to the for understanding this scenario. Social engineering perspective, you can see like Jamtara, Mewat, Bharatpur, Dwarka. These are the some places where most of the 50% crimes are happening from these reasons. और ये जानना बहुत जरूरी है, like when you initiate from a investigating or digital forensics perspective, कि अगर ये चीज यहाँ से इनिशिएट हो रही है बेसिकली, तो what information we can collect or connect or find so it can give a good information. And similarly COVID पे 2 साल से जैसी सिचुएशन चल रही है, so there are rise in various cases in mobile lending, loan app, gaming applications, or you can see V beauty cam application. Or when I'm talking about third party mobile application something, so again mobile application analysis is also the part of mobile forensics. If any incident has been done from any mobile application, so question comes how to analyze those APK file, which is important. And modular ransomware, malware, that is again a big thing. If think yourself, if any law enforcement agency or any police or any academy going to hire you to create a mechanism or a manual to prevent ransomware tactics, so think yourself how much you know about ransomware, basically how ransomware kind of incident has been done, how generally they attack. Until unless if you don't know, if a person don't know about how things are happening, how he can able to create any manual or any prevention tactics. If they don't know about BPH, bulletproof hosting servers, or double ransomware, exit scams kind of things, or what is the trend basically in India? Because as of now, whatever we are studying or reading, we are reading from the international vendors. They are sitting at US, UK, Japan, Russia, China, everywhere. But whenever you think about Indian perspective devices, this is a different angle. Anonymity is also one thing where we talk about crypto part. Cryptocurrency is on peak, and many people, they are getting duped. They're getting to know that कि हमने कहीं पैसा लगा दिया, हम पैसे निकाल नहीं सकते. Binance में ये issue है, WazirX में ये issue है, CoinDesk D6 में ये issue है. So where they have to report? If they report to law enforcement, are the law enforcement people or officers or agencies are capable to handle these kind of situations? If there is a hot wallet or cold wallet or hardware based wallets are there, how to retrieve the data from that? So the trends and tactics talking about, if you know about the latest trend, then it really helps to find the information from the same thing. Anti-forensics is again using VPN proxies and cloud SSD devices or storage medias basically, which is help. And the last one is called unemployability and lack of awareness and leads. I'm showing you some images, like these images are those images where maximum call center frauds has been apprehended by local law enforcement police. They got to know that the cartel, तो गैंग है कॉल सेंटर फ्रॉड में, कि कैसे बंदे पकड़े गए, उनका क्या मोटिव था, कैसे उन्होंने इनिशिएट किया. सो दीज आर द समथिंग. नाउ मूविंग अहेड, Talking about the some data breaches, that is a data breaches which happened recently. I mean, starting two rows are talking about Indian, और नीचे की जो दो रोज हैं सम एग्जांपल्स हैं जो डेटा ब्रीच इनका हुआ है. तो साइबर में ऐसा कहना उचित नहीं है कि हम 100% सिक्योर हैं, और डिजिटली हम फॉरेंसिक के लेवल पे ही ये प्रूव कर सकते हैं, इंसिडेंट रिस्पांस पे ही हम ये आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं कि ब्रीच हुआ था कि नहीं हुआ था. So similarly, when you see Air India, Domino's, and Academy, MobiKwik, Money Control, Just Dial, Big Basket, these are some well-known big giants where they keep users' information, my information, your information. So if suppose you created some account on MobiKwik and something has been exposed, so that is again a big question. So it is easy to trace what is done, but the data which they have leaked, they can misuse the data for malicious purposes. They may send various SMSs to you, they may threatening call to you, they may misuse your number and putting in some porno website or something like that. So it could be anything. So that is the one, some initial pointers or some threats. Similarly, they are targeting to CI sectors, education, water, defense. These are the big sectors. जैसे अभी एक दिन पहले WhatsApp की सर्विसेज, फेसबुक, MZ की जितनी भी सर्विसेज थी, इंस्टाग्राम, सब डाउन था 6-7 घंटे के लिए. तो हमारे लिए तो डाउन था, बट उस ड्यूरेशन में कितना लॉस हुआ एक अलग एंगल है. उस ड्यूरेशन में जो भी इशू था दैट इज अ सेपरेट एंगल. बट अगेन यू थिंक योरसेल्फ, जो भी क्रिटिकल एरियाज है, बैंकिंग सेक्टर्स हैं या बिग शॉर्ट्स हैं, जो अटैक अगर हो जाते हैं तो इट्स लाइक अ ब्लैकआउट. सो दिस इज अगेन अ बिग कंसर्न. So now, thank God, at least there is like कभी भी चीजें हमारी टू मच टेक्निकल नहीं है. टेक्निकल मतलब इतनी भी डिजिटाइज नहीं है, और हर चीज अगर डिजिटाइज हो जाएगी तो प्रिवेंशन और उस पर प्रिकॉशन करना काफी थोड़ा टफ भी हो सकता है. So that is one angle where we have to know about the critical sector. So hackers generally attack to the new things. ये कुछ comparisons हैं. Normally पहले चोरी कैसे होती थी and now the trends has been changed. Everything is there, but digitization perspective, online, a person sitting at Goa, he can able to hack. A person sitting at village and he having a good 4G network on his phone, he can use Kali, or he can use any pen testing operating system, he can use a VPN, and even he can try to scan any website, even any website, and try to find vulnerability and attack it remotely. So it just need IP, just need internet connection and skill set, the motive basically to hack something. And these are some trends which is talking about cyber related crimes, online financial frauds, social media, data breaches, ransomwares, phishing, hacking, surveillance, crypto. So these are some trends which is well common. Well, now coming to our subject, that is called digital forensics. Why I have given you some brief about some thing, because somehow cyber things are interlinked. Cyber crime, cyber security, cyber forensics, cyber terrorism, cyber war. You give any cyber is there, data is there, binary is there, 0 1 is there. So all are interlinked. Another question here is forensics play where? You see, either you talk about advanced malware related APT that was happened in 2010. Similarly for Sony Pictures, which was in 2014, IP theft, intellectual property theft, and banking heist was also there. Cosmos Bank, jo 1000 something, that was again a big interesting case study which was on around 2-3 years back. That was on Swift related something. Banking sectors, Mirai, Din botnet, MP Vyapam, these are some things. So pointer over here is from technical to normal cases. Again, these things are play very important role. I mean, it goes anywhere. Analysis goes anywhere. So that is one thing. आप देख सकते हैं साइबर टेररिज्म पर्सपेक्टिव में, due to unemployability as well, things are completely changed. Defenders are there, attackers are there. Remember, एक स्किल सेट है, उस स्किल का अच्छे से यूज करना है या बुरे से यूज करना है, दैट इज द वे, दैट इज अ मोटिव. If you do for good purpose, that is called white hat hacking, or you can say blue hat hackers जो होते हैं. So he or she, they also use same metasploit for hacking, for defacing, or for prevention of or finding vulnerability. Same हथियार, same tool, same tactics. One is for attacking or sabotaging or espionaging something, and one is for finding vulnerability and reporting to concerned agency कि बॉस आपकी वेबसाइट में ये vulnerability है या फिर आपका ये डेटा ओपन सोर्स में अवेलेबल है. So these are the things. As I told you that all are C factor, all are connected with everything. So understand how things are done. Now the question comes in mind, like what is forensics? Again, it's a very common concept in mind, like whenever if any investigation has been done, either you take a recent ongoing cases or anything. So forensics means like a kind of entity who can assist or can give information, who can find the root cause, or exactly can put a substantial evidence that yes, this is this. So this sometimes it's like, people having think they have, there's a person who do good hacking or having good skill set into something, and in a fraction of seconds or minutes or days it can be done, it can be able to find. So these are some misconceptions. It's nothing like that. Remember, some people having some different objective, like they're thinking that VAPT skill set, vulnerability assessment and pen testing, finding weakness and attacking, that is the person who could, that is a forensics job basically. Similarly, a person who doing a data recovery, so data recovery करना ये लोग सोचते हैं कि forensics का part है. कुछ लोग tools technology scripting पे काम करते रहते हैं, they're also thinking that that is a part of forensics. Malware analysis is also one subject where malware related things are there. Reverse engineering, finding the bugs or finding the backdoor or something in any malicious malwares like ransomware. It could be Trojan, rat, worm, keylogger, anything. Password cracking is also one subject where people are thinking to crack some password. That is a part of digital forensics. Again, scripting, routing, jailbreaking. So these are some pointers where these are the things. So I'm just telling you one thing, like to initiate or to assess anything in an investigation or any scientific approach, or you can say cybercrime or cyber security incident. So we require multiple skill set from anything. So कहने का मतलब ये कि forensics में जितने ज्यादा skill set हो उतना ज्यादा help होती है किसी चीज को find और analyze और report और assess करने के लिए. So here you can see a definition perspective. When you do Google, you will have a different literatures, and different literatures have different what do you call the definitions. A simple definition is that forensic is an application for finding scientific questions, scientific answers of legal questions, something like that. Similarly, over here is like a scientific method, a technique with the help of tools, a proper set of procedures where we can use, and that report or findings should be accepted by a court of law. Then that is successful forensics like that. So similarly, over here is when you see goal of computer forensics is to examine digital media, that is in a forensic sound manner. अब यहाँ पे forensic sound manner is what? Like if you see something that is in a proper channel, have you created the hash values of the same? Have you properly fill up that charge sheet, that search and seizure memo that is called chain of custody form? And that evidence, to study that evidence, have you properly created the image, and on that image you had worked or not, like that. And for reporting perspective, you find the fact and putting fact properly to say that this is this. So this entire process is very important to know or to make a successful digital forensics part basically. So it's a sub part of you can say a cyber security basically. But the question comes here is a digital forensics बहुत सारे हैं, but digital एक ऐसा youngest branch है जो digital चीज को लेकर के cyber को लेकर के initiate करता है. आप मेरे स्क्रीन पे देख पा रहे हैं जैसे it's like a tip of iceberg basically. Over here is like data seen by normal observer. It's a small, but exactly when you think from a digital forensics perspective, so the data is really the beauty of data is like the metadata within the computer, from Slack areas or from log event registries or all different artifact basically, you can say that. So that is important into the same thing. When you talk about the classification perspective, classification is again the big thing. Mobile area, you have various things to do. Just mobile का हमें forensic करना है, we have smartphones, we have chip of phones or something. Similarly, when you talk about computer forensics, we have file system, browser, data, image, video, audio file, email forensics, something like that. And talking about the network forensics, again जहाँ पे इंटरनेट की चीजें लिंकअप हो रही हैं, जहाँ पे ड्रोन है, ड्रोन को रन करने के लिए you need इंटरनेट. So जहाँ पे नेटवर्क का इंटरलिंकेजेस हो रही हैं, so that is the devices or things like that. Drone forensics, cloud database, multimedia, malware, memory, IoT, SOC, NOC, incident response. So these are the part of the network forensics and all. So remember, everywhere when you talk about a computer or entire forensics, end of the day, you need what? You need some sort of manuals, SOP properly, a proper checklist where how you have to initiate that thing. Secondly, you need a tool, which is very important to know which tool you can use to do analysis or finding information. And third, very, very important is that is called experience. That is a part of things. You can see some digital devices are there, and that is the thing which is which contains storage something. That is the thing which contains storages over here. When you see an adapter, like when you see a spy bubble gum, these are some those kind of storage devices which contain some sort of pen drive USB perspective, which contains some sort of storages as well. So these are some pointers. Like sometimes it's not only the devices like computer or hard drive or a mobile is sufficient to find information. Sometimes ऐसे भी information होते हैं जो basically जहाँ से हम data retrieve कर सकते हैं, find कर सकते हैं अगर हमें किसी crime scene पे चीजें मिलती हैं. So now think yourself, like when you do a traditional forensics approach, it will tell that कि yes, forensics computer का होगा, उसमें hard drive होगा, and you have a you can say a mobile का होगा. That is the thing. But when you see a real crime scene or real situation where things has been changed, कहीं पे अगर कोई betting चल रही है, कहीं पे अगर कोई सट्टा चल रहा है, and again they have multiple computers, multiple anti forensics devices where it can clear everything. कोई सॉफ्टवेयर है जो कॉलिंग के लिए यूज किया जा रहा है, और कोई मैकेनिज्म बेसिकली फोन है, लेगेसी फोन है जो keypad based phone and no smartphones are there. So to do analysis of these scenario or this situation, that is the again a big subject. So now moving ahead over here, framework perspective, I know that ki it's an important fact that ki हमें process क्या imply करना है. So like I'm pointing to students or those who are actually helping law enforcement agencies or something like that. So they have their own different manuals. अगर कोई ईडी में है, एनआईए में है, या फिर किसी भी स्टेट साइबर सेल में, या किसी फोरेंसिक लैब में है, या किसी भी साइबर पुलिस स्टेशन में है, so whenever they have to do some technical analysis or finding information or in a proper manner, so there are certain rule book or certain procedures are there. But talking about the forensics part, like IPAD, which I have coined over here, I for identifying something like कोई अगर scenario है, कोई साइबर कैफे है, साइबर कैफे से कोई सपोज कोई ऐसा इंसिडेंट इनिशिएट हुआ है, सो हाउ टू कलेक्ट, व्हाट टू कलेक्ट, and what all informations are required. That is a part of identification where you have to collect and seize the evidence in proper manner. Preservation is like save those things, those evidences, digital evidences in proper manner, like that if a phone is there, you just put in flight mode. If it is and it's I mean situation is like you don't know the passcode or something like that. So every situation have different mechanisms. If you have a laptop, then you have to remove the that battery things from there. If it is a computer, you can remove the power cable. If system is running, you can check exactly what is running. No need to manually, but the time of seizing. So हर चीज का एक अलग mechanism है, और अगर यह manipulate और tampering होती है, तो that information will not accepted by judiciary or in court. So entire homework और मेहनत जो भी सारी फेल हो जाती है. But same thing is happening in like in a private sector or in a corporate sector की to find who did the data theft or something. So sometimes ये SOP इतनी मायने नहीं रखती, but ये है कि हाँ जो भी information gather की जा रही है, finding की, that is what just one second. And second is like analysis. Analysis is also important part. Analysis is like हम जो image collect analysis कर सकें, किस tool से कर सकें, open source tool है, commercial tools हैं. So that is the one area. And documentation is what, like how to document the information. हमें किस तरह से document करना है उस report को, उस information को. So that is the concern. You can see the chain of custody form which is in front of me. A form where it mention about कि हमने crime scene पे कब गए, हमने क्या collection किया, उसका hard drive कितना था, computer का size कितना था, serial ID क्या था, और फोन का मॉडल क्या था, फोन लॉक था, ऑन था, मतलब everything we have to mention along with the descriptions in detail. as well how many people were present over there, and accordingly date, timeline, hash values जिसका हम create कर सकते हैं. That is a key for reporting or recording purposes as well. And SOP is also there, how to see, ये सब different perspective है LEA perspective पे, law enforcement angle में कि हम क्या कर सकते हैं. And when talking about digital forensic standards and guidelines, of course, some standards are there like ISO 170-25 and 270-31. These are very important because सारी कहानी is mostly in दो ISO standards पे ही है कि एक ये बताता है कि lab में what is the general requirement for the competence of testing and calibration of laboratory. And second, talk about the guideline like how to identify and collection of digital evidences basically. So इन्हीं SOPs को लेकर के नए SOP create करना अपने accordingly, that is one thing. Apart from that, NIJ, AES, SWEDGE is also there, the third last. That is a scientific working group on digital evidence and scientific working group basically, and they have various digital forensics related SOP manuals and draft manuals also there. Like drone is on trending, so drone का भी उन्होंने recently एक draft निकाला है, so that is again on the website. ACPO guideline is also there, DSA manuals is also there. These are the open source information you can check from online. Just type that key, I want to download SWEDGE guideline PDF, something like that. You can check, it can redirect to some website. That is the one thing. And that is the for LEA perspective for the lab. Now talking about the challenges is again the big thing. Challenge की बात की जाए तो सबसे पहला challenge जो होता है वो है fund का. Fund is the biggest challenge for every domain, either it's a private sector or a government sector or any institutional. If you have a good fund, again, what is the output of those things? I mean, that output, talk about output and outcome, two things are completely different. Like if you have a tool and the tool is not like in 1 lakh, 2 lakh, these quotations and these tools are generally in 20, 30, 50 lakhs for 1 or 2 tools. Again, to run those tools, you need some good hardwares, high computational power computers, servers. And again, single license is not sufficient. You may have to go with academic license. And after that, if you have a real cases, then that is good. Have some certification, that is good. So that is one thing. Second is like the technical challenges also there, apart from administrative challenges. Technically, we have to know that there are various different types of models, computers, hard drives, storages, encryptions, cloud computing. So things are there. That is the thing. So challenges is completely differ, and it depends on case to case. Somebody asking that, can you retrieve the data from WhatsApp if a phone in a phone if WhatsApp data has been deleted? So the answer is like you can retrieve any data until the data has been overwritten. Simple. So tell me one thing, a person who is very frequently using WhatsApp and every day is getting several thousands of messages. So in that case, जितना ज़्यादा मैसेज आएगा उतना ज़्यादा डेटा ओवर रिटन होगा. तो उसे केस में फोन पे डेटा निकालना मुश्किल है. पर अ पर्सन हु इज रैंडमली और वेरी रेयरली यूजिंग व्हाट्सएप और समथिंग, तो उसे महीने में 10, 20, 25, 50 मैसेज मिलते हैं. उस केस में उसका 2 महीने पुराना डेटा भी कोशिश करके निकाल सकते हो. सो सम टाइम इट डिपेंड्स ऑन सिचुएशन एंड टेक्निकल थिंग. Backup है, that is again separate thing. Tool कौन से, that is again separate thing. And the big very clear concern is that is talking about lookout exchange principle. ये बहुत कॉमन सा फंडा है कि every crime leaves some traces like that. And ये जितना कहना सिंपल है उतना ही प्रैक्टिकली थोड़ा टफ होता है कि हर क्राइम में फॉरेंसिक्स फैक्ट तो निकाल के दे सकती है, फाइन भी कर सकती है, बट कुछ टेक्निकल चैलेंजेस भी होते हैं. इसको बोलते हैं एंटी फॉरेंसिक्स और स्किल सेट. सो दैट इज important for the same thing. So that is one example. And when talking about practical stuff, so practical stuff is completely different. Like when you see on my screen, the screen is very clear that कि आप ये सोचिए कि आप कभी क्राइम सीन पे जाते हैं और आप देख रहे हैं कि यूजर कितना स्मार्ट है. तो सम टाइम आप यूजर के सिस्टम पे इंस्टॉल्ड एप्लीकेशन और डेस्कटॉप की इंफॉर्मेशन से आप पता कर सकते हैं एग्जैक्टली कि यूजर कितना प्रोफिशिएंट है साइबर को लेकर के, उसने किस तरह के टूल्स यूज कर रखे हैं. जिस तरह से आप मेरी स्क्रीन पे देख पा रहे हैं, आई हैव वेरियस टूल्स ऑन माय डेस्कटॉप. And apart from that, if you right click on any specific task bar, you get to know that कितने number of applications उसने open किए थे. And silently at the tray, system tray, you can see a VPN is running over there. So think yourself a person who is using VPN and using cracking tool for password something. So you understand exactly the level of the user. So sometimes this also helps to find the information as well. One tool that is called FTK Imager, generally which is used to create an image in real scenario. So एक स्नैपशॉट डिफाइन किया गया है कि हम जैसे FTK इमेजर यूज करते हैं. FTK इमेजर एक फॉरेंसिक टूल है जो ओपन सोर्स है. FTK कमर्शियल है. FTK इमेजर आप नॉर्मली डाउनलोड भी कर सकते हैं. हम जब FTK की बात करते हैं तो FTK अगर हम किसी पेन ड्राइव की इमेज बनाना चाहते हैं तो इमेज के साथ उसकी हैश वैल्यू भी क्रिएट होती है. हम अगर कंप्यूटर की बात करते हैं तो कंप्यूटर में अगर हमारे पास 1 TB का हार्ड ड्राइव है और हमारे पास 3-4 उसके डिविजन है, जैसे C ड्राइव, E ड्राइव, D ड्राइव, वॉट, तो हम अगर पूरे कंप्यूटर यानी पूरे हार्ड ड्राइव का इमेज करेंगे, दैट इज कॉल्ड फिजिकल इमेजिंग. बट व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट C ड्राइव या D ड्राइव, हमें सिर्फ D ड्राइव की इमेजिंग करनी है, दैट इज लॉजिकल इमेजिंग. सो रिमेंबर, डेटा रिकवरी पर्सपेक्टिव में फॉरेंसिक्स में हमें जो थंब रूल है उसको बोलते हैं बेसिकली कंप्लीट इमेजिंग करनी चाहिए, दैट इज कॉल्ड फिजिकल इमेजिंग. एंड रिमेंबर, always if somebody asking or suggesting, so you please proceed for physical imaging. फिजिकल इमेजिंग में क्या होता है, जो डिलीटेड डेटा होता है वो भी आप रिट्रीव कर सकते हो, बट लॉजिकल में these things cannot be done. And second is about the phishing malware. You can see on my screen, that is kind of link where you can click and can download. आपने अक्सर फील किया होगा कि ऐसे डेटा होते हैं, ऐसे ऐसे लिंक्स होते हैं जहाँ पे हमें ये नहीं पता होता कि कौन सी लिंक कहाँ ले जा सकती है. जैसे सपोज हमें कोई कंटेंट डाउनलोड करना है, डाउनलोड XYZ PDF और डाउनलोड समथिंग HD मूवी, समथिंग लाइक दैट, एंड हमें यूजुअली ऐसे लिंक्स भी मिलते हैं. And whenever we click those links, it opens something. वो कुछ और करते करते पता नहीं क्या खुल जाता है. And finally, sometime it trap and it can download some malicious content. So that malicious content may be a kind of what you call malware, or it can create a backdoor onto your machine. So we have to be very careful about these linkages as well. तो फॉरेंसिक्स में ये चीजें भी आती हैं. हैश वैल्यू के लिए जो डिफाइंड है, हैश वैल्यू इज टॉकिंग अबाउट लाइक इंटीग्रिटी पर्सपेक्टिव, लाइक कि डेटा जो ओरिजिनल था उसी पे हमने ओरिजिनल डेटा मतलब जो यूजर के कंप्यूटर के डेटा, उसने हमने इमेज बनाई, एक फॉरेंसिक क्लोनिंग की, उसका हमने एक हैश वैल्यू क्रिएट किया, एक यूनिक आइडेंटिफायर, एक यूनिक फिंगरप्रिंट बेसिकली यू कैन से. शाह वैल्यू MD5 हम 2-3 क्रिएट कर लेते हैं, क्योंकि MD5 और शाह में कोलोजन का भी काफी चीजें हुई हैं, तो चैलेंज कोई कोर्ट में ना कर दे या किसी प्रोसीडिंग में. सो जस्ट कीप टू हैश वैल्यूज, 1 MD5, 1 SHA-1, SHA-2, SHA-5 जो भी करना है कर सकते हैं. ओपन सोर्स टूल से भी की जा सकती है. तो शाह हैश वैल्यू प्ले अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल, थोड़ा सा है पर बहुत बड़ा पार्ट है. तो एनालिसिस हो चाहे ना हो, बट सीजिंग के टाइम पे हैश वैल्यू क्रिएट करना है, एनालिसिस में हैश वैल्यू क्रिएट करके प्रोड्यूस करना है, दैट इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. Now, I have loaded this evidence onto my machine. I'm trying to validating the hash value. So as you see at the bottom over here, the hash value is MD5 and both are same. It's mean that मेरा जो hard drive है, जो मेरा content है, वो tamper नहीं हुआ है. So this is the validation for the perspective. Second is the logical and physical area. मैंने content को load किया है, एक hard drive के data को load किया है, pen drive या hard drive कह लीजिए. जो red area में दिख रहा है, that is called deleted area. And when you see the random garbage over there, that is called data, and that data can be recoverable, and that is a torrent data. Remember, that is a torrent data. That's what it is there. So question over here is, when you see this red area, ये वो डेटा होते हैं जो ओवरराइट नहीं होते हैं और बचे रहते हैं. तो रिकवरी के टाइम पे जब ये रिट्रीव हो जाते हैं, so it can give a very good information to prove that yes, this has been done. Suppose I have retrieved one data that is called image data. Image छोटी होती है, 1 MB, 2 MB, 3 MB, 10 MB. I'm not talking about DSLR की 50 MB की या 100 MB की हो, पर हमने एक छोटा इमेज रिट्रीव किया है. इमेज में कुछ एरिया को ब्राउनिश दिख रहा है, इट्स मीन दैट दैट एरिया हैज बीन ओवररिटन. तो सम टाइम आपको ऐसा दिखता है, इट्स मीन दैट this, but this image proves that yes, that data has presented or was found on that particular device. USB के लिए again it's a some manner like that. These are the locations in registries where we can check, or some USB store or some real time tools are there, you can check this. ध्यान दीजिएगा, कंप्यूटर में हम जब रियल कुछ ऐसे यूटिलिटीज यूज करके डेटा निकालते हैं, that is not the right way. That information you can't produce or put something because you are working on real scenario and real machine. If there is a write blocker, then it is okay, but without write blocker, if you use third party tool and find some information, that not make good sense. So छोटी छोटी गलतियां होती हैं जो अक्सर हम forensics पे ध्यान नहीं देते हैं. That is one area. Similarly, ahead, if you see steganography play a very beautiful role in computer. आप खुद सोचिए, generally user how they hide their data. कंप्यूटर में डेटा लोग हाइड कैसे करते हैं? समटाइम दे रीनेम देयर फाइल. इफ फाइल इज समथिंग .mkv or if file is something .mov or mp4, they rename to some xyz.exe. So remember, if you changing the renaming the file or something, it can logically change the name or the view. But whenever you talk about the thing, so that is again big subject, like the file signature and the content of the data still remains same. So file signature or magic keys are those kind of things which can easily tell that कि आपके system पे इतनी files हैं जिसका hash जिसका file signature mismatch है. मतलब एग्जाम्पल दूं, अगर जैसे इमेज है, इमेज जेपीजी फॉर्मेट है और जेपीजी का FFD8 स्टार्टिंग हेडर होता है, FFD9 एंडिंग सेक्टर बेसिकली. तो अगर आप उसे कभी राइट क्लिक करके नोट पैड में ओपन करेंगे तो इट विल लाइक यू नो FFD8 और FFD9 दैट इज द एंडिंग. नॉर्मली अगर कोई पीडीएफ है तो परसेंटेज पीडीएफ है, या कोई EXE फाइल है तो MD परसेंटेज समथिंग लाइक दैट. सो दीज आर द सम signatures of a file. So normally tools can easily identify that those file having mismatched with their original data. So these are these वो list हो जाते हैं, and that can be easily find out. Steganography is very, again, technology is different, and these are some skill set or some आर्टिफैक्ट बेसिकली कि हम क्या कर सकते हैं. जैसे कंप्यूटर हम बात कर रहे हैं विंडोज 10 की या विंडोज मशीन की, तो डेफिनेटली दे हैव डिफरेंट फाइल सिस्टम्स. NTFS फैट फाइल सिस्टम्स आर द for Windows operating file systems. Again, we have to check restore point, registries, most recent use content, किस डेट को ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम इंस्टॉल हुआ, रजिस्ट्रीज इंफॉर्मेशन. ब्राउजर अक्सर हमें SQLite DB लाइट वेट डेटाबेस होता है. कोई भी आप डेटाबेस मोबाइल पे भी यूज करेंगे तो देयर इज फाइल कॉल्ड places.sqlite is for Mozilla Firefox, and history file itself name for a Chrome browser basically. This information keeps about the bookmarks, cookies, saved password as well your history. This information. इस तरह की और भी चीजें हैं जो बेसिकली फाइंड की जा सकती हैं. ये कुछ टूल्स हैं जो दिख रहे हैं. अक्सर होता क्या है कि ड्यूरिंग दिस ऑनलाइन सेशन वी नॉट एबल टू शो फिजिकली द टूल, सो एटलीस्ट आई शोन इन अ पिक्टोरियल मैनर, सो एटलीस्ट टू गेट टू नो व्हाट इज व्हाट. जो पहला टूल है इमेजिंग के लिए CDAC का टूल है. दूसरा इन केस ये जो बॉक्स है, बॉक्स में राइट ब्लॉकर है जिसपे हम मतलब स्टोर एक जगह पे सस्पेक्ट का ड्राइव और एक तरफ अपने डेस्टिनेशन ड्राइव दोनों की इमेज को कॉपी करते हैं, जो इस तरह से होता है. जैसे आपने लैपटॉप देखा, लैपटॉप से जो कंटेंट है वो राइट ब्लॉकर बीच में है, इसके माध्यम से स्टोरेज यानी डेस्टिनेशन पे जा रही है. मतलब लैपटॉप का जो डेटा है बेसिकली इट गोइंग टू वेयर, टू डेस्टिनेशन ड्राइव. सो इन डेस्टिनेशन ड्राइव वी विल गेट अ क्लोन ऑफ द हार्ड ड्राइव ऑफ अ लैपटॉप. तो लैपटॉप का जो कंटेंट एग्जैक्टली वो हम रेप्लिकेट कर रहे हैं आपके डेस्टिनेशन ड्राइव में, और फिजिकली इसको जब लोड करेंगे किसी फॉरेंसिक टूल में वी कैन एबल टू रीड. सो उस टाइम हमें वो जो कंटेंट लैपटॉप में था वो हमें उसमें मिल जाएगा. कुछ और भी टूल्स हैं, दैट इज कॉल्ड there's autopsy, Nuix, Kane, Oxygen, open source commercial tools. Things are there, plenty of tools are there. I'm not saying one or two, like when you see GitHub, when you check with online, you will have a more than 2000 tools open source as well, including some commercial tools. Open source tools also there. Commercially you can take a trial, you can check some videos, you can check some webinars, that will helpful for you. Similarly, open source is always open, you can also try, you can hands on with the things, and that is the concern. Again, ये तो हो गया fundamental level. When you talk about a job perspective, suppose you got a job for a DFI, a digital forensic incident responder, something like that. So think yourself, sometimes you're talking about imaging, but here it is talking about kind of a mechanism or a framework, like you have to identify exactly what happened. Simple भाषा में, कोई ransomware attack अगर हुआ है किसी कंप्यूटर या किसी कंपनी में, now it's your job to tell as a timeline wise how, what, when, what, everything. तो आपने चेक किया कि ये यूजर ने गलती से किसी लिंक पे क्लिक किया, लिंक पे क्लिक करने के बाद उसके सिस्टम पे कोई बैकडोर यानी कोई रैंसमवेयर जैसी कोई मेलवेयर या बैकडोर इंस्टॉल हो गया. उस बैकडोर ने CNC क्रिएट किया. CNC ने क्रिएट करने के बाद इट डाउनलोडेड सम सॉर्ट ऑफ मैलिशियस थिंग ऑन टू कंप्यूटर एंड इट ट्राई टू कलेक्ट ऑल इन्फॉर्मेशन. जब उसने पूरी इन्फॉर्मेशन कलेक्ट कर लिए दूसरे दिन, तो उसने क्या किया, कंटेंट को इंक्रिप्ट करना शुरू कर दिया. इंक्रिप्ट करने के बाद उसने एक मैसेज छोड़ दिया डेस्कटॉप पे कि यू पे दिस अमाउंट ऑफ मनी, दिस इज दिस. सो इस सिनेरियो को फाइंड करना, आइडेंटिफाई करना और फैक्ट वाइज पे, टाइम वाइज पे, हैश वैल्यू पर्सपेक्टिव, एवरीथिंग विद द टूल, with proper concern put on a report, that makes some sense. So here knowledge of tool is something else, knowledge of ransomware कैसे काम करता है something else, and putting in report in a proper manner, that is something else. So it's a combination. It's like it's not a one at a same place or one stop solution, you can't say, but it requires something. So थोड़ा सा experience होना चीजों को लेकर के is really important. I have given one example only for the ransomware. If I'm giving example for what do you call for data theft, you think data theft perspective में you think yourself कि data computer से चोरी कैसे हो सकता है, data computer से चोरी कैसे हो सकता है, either yeah you can connect your pen drive, from pen drive you can copy the content, second either you can send to somebody on email, that is second point, third maybe you can upload anything on Google Drive or XYZ place, or maybe you take physically like WhatsApp जैसे फोटो खींचते हैं कंप्यूटर में, मल्टीपल वेज हो सकते हैं. पर यहाँ पे अगर कंप्यूटर में पेन ड्राइव नहीं है और नेट आपका कनेक्टेड है बट नेट के पीछे फायरवॉल है या फिर कोई भी SIM टूल है, तो यू शुड नो कि SIM टूल कैसे काम करता है. पेन ड्राइव अगर ब्लॉक है तो कोई पेन ड्राइव को बाईपास कैसे कर सकता है. So sometimes it's not only technology as well. A latest trend, what is happening, that is also important to know. So this is the initial observation you can see, which goes to in-depth investigation. What happened, what was the alert, who was the user, what was the network, what is the context, how. So ये जो detailed है, आप कितने गहराई तक जाते हैं, ये help करता है find करने के लिए किसी भी बड़े बड़े थ्रेट एक्टर्स को. कभी आपने नोटिस किया किसी भी इन्वेस्टिगेशन में 6 से 7 से 8 9 महीने लग जाते हैं इंटरनेशनल लेवल के साइबर थ्रेट अटैक्स फाइंड करने के लिए. तो सम टाइम इट्स वेरी बिग थिंग टू नो फ्रॉम स्मॉल लेवल टू बिग लेवल ऑफ आइडेंटिफिकेशन, एनालिसिस और इन्वेस्टिगेशन व्हिच मेक सम सेंस. अगेन थ्रेट्स आर देयर, थ्रेट्स और चैलेंज में दुनिया बात करती है, हमें कुछ फाइंड करना है कि उस पर सोल्यूशन कैसे ला सकते हैं. So that is important thing from my perspective. If you have any query or something, you may ask. And sometime I'm writing some blogs or some free content, you may check from this website, which is written by me itself. And for feed collection with the news perspective, you can go with Reconshell. That is also a very good website. We'll get things. It's a free basically, nothing to worry. And these are the contact details of mine. So over to you. Any questions from your perspective, please may ask. Yes, I'm done from my side. Please.
Thank you, sir. I think we have so many questions. So I would like to read on behalf of the students. Sir, many questions are related to cyber security courses, that if students have opted to go in the direction of cyber security in future for their jobs, so how can they work in the direction, or they can whether they have to select some, they want to work with blockchain technology and other latest technology, so how can they incorporate other technologies for cyber security?
देखो बिल्कुल सही क्वेश्चन है, और इवन आई एम गेटिंग दीस टाइप्स ऑफ क्वेश्चंस ऑन लिंक्डइन एज वेल. First of all, I'm telling you, not only blockchain, you can go with any new emerging technologies. You can choose wisely. For example, data science, right? Data science is demand and high demand, big data analytics and all, blockchain and VR, basically virtual reality, NLP, working on this, and writing exploits for finding weakness, vulnerability. So these are some area where जहाँ को थोड़ी मेहनत करनी है और काफी ज्यादा पैसे earn कर सकते हो. So that is one thing. So cyber security perspective, first, if you're thinking for blockchain perspective, try to search job first of all and check exactly out of अपकमिंग डिकेड्स, लाइक 5 साल में 6 साल में एग्जैक्टली जॉब्स कैसे हायर की जा रही है. यूएस यूके में जो कंपनीज है ब्लॉकचेन पे जो काम करती हैं या फिर क्रिप्टो पे काम करती हैं या फिर किसी भी यूज केस पे काम करती हैं, एग्जैक्टली उनकी क्या रिक्वायरमेंट है. और साइबर सिक्योरिटी में ये इमर्जिंग डोमेन्स रियली हेल्पफुल हैं अपने आप को डिफरेंशिएट करने के लिए और कम एक्सपीरियंस में अच्छे पैसे कमाने के लिए भी. For example, a developer is okay, network engineer is okay, but what additional professionally you have, that is very very important in this domain. Forensics में भी traditional forensics को हम focus नहीं करते हैं. अभी भी हम hiring करते हैं तो normally ये check करते हैं कि forensics में do you know about crypto or do you know about IoT based forensics or you know about the malware rate, I mean latest fileless malware analysis, something like that. मतलब malware forensics is okay, but फाइलेस मैलवेयर एनालिसिस करना, जीरो डे फाइंड करना, उसको स्टडी करना, मतलब उसी डोमेन पे थोड़ा आगे लेवल पे. सो दैट इज अ गुड थिंग. लाइक यू कैन चूज वाइसली एनी डोमेन, बट डोंट थिंक कि मैं डेलिबरेटली इस चीज में जाऊं, फिर मुझे फ्यूचर में 5-6 साल बाद अपने आप को अगर अपग्रेड करना पड़े या मुझे स्विच करना पड़े तो मुझे इशू हो सके.
Okay, so one more question is that can blockchain be hacked?
Was the technology is completely different actually. It's not like hacking एक अपने आप में अलग टर्म है. You can find loophole. सारे आजकल के हैक्स हो रहे हैं वो कहीं ना कहीं लूप होल से हो रहे हैं. इवन यू टॉक अबाउट दिस फेसबुक वाज रिसेंटली, दिस बीजेपी वाज अगेन कोई ना कोई यू कैन से कोई ना कोई ट्रिक बेसिकली होती है. तो यस इट कैन बी डन, बट जैसे रुझान मिल रहे हैं, जैसे इन्फॉर्मेशन मिलती है कि यस इट कैन नॉट बी हैकेबल because we can able to find exactly who has done what kind of thing. We can find the perpetrator basically. So the technology is completely different from a normal approach basically which we're talking about.
Sir, in future, what type of job opportunities can be for these students as they are just admitted in the college? So in future, what type of jobs or how they can prepare for the future placements?
Look, first of all, the first slide during my session was the cybersecurity mind map. You can Google first of all cybersecurity mind map. Second, you can try to find exactly in that mind map where you fit. Some people having good, programming skill set, they can go for development area, no doubt. Some person may be good into writing policies, writing risk compliance, ISO standard, something like that. That is a different thing. Some people good into training, they can go for training areas as well. They are very good online, Byju's or these things are there nowadays. Similarly, some people good into security operations center, like जो आजकल काफी ज्यादा हम सीरीज में देखते हैं, फाइंडिंग एनी हैकर और फाइंडिंग एनी कल्प्रिट लाइक दैट, साइबर क्राइम इन्वेस्टिगेशन टाइप का. सिमिलरली डेवलपमेंट हो गया, पेन टेस्टिंग हो गया, रेड टीमिंग काफी चल रहा है कि रेड टीमिंग में बंदा घर में बैठ करके यूएस में जॉब कर रहा है एंड दे फाइंडिंग वल्नरेबिलिटी और वीकनेस ऑन एंड देयर सर्वर्स और समथिंग लाइक दैट. सो स्किल सेट्स आर different. You choose through cyber security mind map. Accordingly, you choose the keyword called anything like blockchain expert. Basically, you see किस तरह के jobs मिल रहे हैं. जैसे मैंने अभी दिखाया था, when I'm sharing my screen, like I'm just giving a simple a very practical perspective. Like मैंने एक जॉब सर्च की फोरेंसिक्स में, तो यहाँ पे लिखा है साइबर फोरेंसिक्स एक्सपर्ट, और जब मैं नीचे जाता हूँ तो मैं इसमें देखता हूँ इसने क्या क्या चीज पूछ रखा है. इसने पूछा कुछ सर्टिफिकेशन. तो पहले तो मुझे सर्टिफिकेशन के बारे में अपने आप को प्रिपेयर करना है ताकि फ्यूचर में इस तरह की जॉब में कर सकूं. दूसरा ये बोलता है कि ये टूल्स आपको बनने चाहिए. इसने साफ साफ टूल्स के नाम मेंशन किए, एक्सवेज, एनकेस, एक्सेस डेटा बेस. सो आप ये सोचिए कि अगर मैं 3-4 ऐसे जॉब सर्च करूं, मैंने यहाँ भी सर्च किया, फिर मैंने नीचे भी सर्च किया, देन आई गो टू डाउन अगेन दिस, then again I got something similar to like this कि yes वो यही टूल बोल रहा है. तो आप समझिए अगर आपने इस टूल पे ही सिर्फ काम कर लिया तो फोरेंसिक के डोमेन में यह टूल पे काम करके आप सब भूल जाइए. आप that is sufficient to prove yourself. So that is one area. So the first thing is what, like whenever you search, you try to go from backside, like try to search job first of all, then you think what skill set they're asking. Trends change, man. Trends is completely changed. When I'm doing an investigation or when we try to hire new people, like from the colleges, even you can say IITs, or even from your I mean Bhopal based and universities, or you can see UPES or Amrita universities, people from different big domains. But when we asking about the practical stuff, something like that, वहाँ पे फेल हो जाती हैं चीजें. प्रैक्टिकली स्ट्रांग भी रखिए और try to find job accordingly. You can prepare. That also makes some sense.
I think your answer really solve the queries of students, those who are interested in programming rather than hacking, so they can get opportunities by using or learning these tools. That will be very beneficial for all.
And repeating one more thing, every domain, like you don't think कि programming में scope नहीं है, हर जगह scope है, but try to be यूनिक और क्रिएटिव. लाइक आप अगर आपने रिएक्ट या एंगुलर जेएस पे काम किया या फिर आपने कुछ नई, जैसे गो लैंग्वेज है, ठीक है, अब रैंसमवेयर बन रहे हैं गो लैंग्वेज पे या फिर सी या फिर तो उन लैंग्वेजेस पे अगर आपने ज्यादा कमांड है, आपको असेंबली लैंग्वेज में ज्यादा कमांड है, तो शायद आप यूनिक हैं. थिंक सो. आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट अ नॉर्मल लाइक यू गुड इनटू ओनली .NET और एनी specific Java पे आप अगर कमांड है. So this somehow help, but to become unique you should be go with latest. अगर मैं आपको बोलूं कि अगर आप क्या iOS की एप्लीकेशन डेवलप कर सकते हैं rather than Android, so answer is yourself. So if you say yes, I am capable for iOS level development, so US में काफी जॉब है, things like that.
Okay, so I think all questions have completed, and thank you so much, sir, for giving so much knowledge related to cyber security. As all students are very much aware about the mobile and internet, and this is going to be very much helpful for their student, for these students, not only for cyber security specialization, but for all the students. And I hope this session is very memorable for students because they have just joined the institute and just learned what the cyber security is. So thank you so much, sir, for giving so much knowledge to our students.
Okay, well, I would like to say something one more, like they are the, I mean, just started their career actually, and at this age, if they're getting a right direction into what exactly they have to do in future, so that make more sense. So I would say you have my contact and my number, and you have my detail. I don't charge anything. You may ask anything from me with respect to my thing. Even thank you for calling me again, Sri Vaishnav Vidyapit Vishwavidyalaya. And thanks to all the people who listening through this channel or through this media or from this way. Thank you once again to all. You
Thank
can
you, sir.
connect with me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Students, you can search on the internet about the sir, and all information is available. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So students, next session, as your classes are going to be started from tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. and your online class platform is MS Team. So what is MS Team and how you can join? I think you have got link related to your class. So what are the tools, how you can use that tool over your mobile and computer? So you will all learn about this in the next session related to the MS Team for taking your classes. So the session will start at 3:30. So till then, wait here.
Good afternoon to all the students. This session about the how can you access your classes through the online Microsoft Teams platform. So this section will be in both language, Hindi and English, to understand all the students. So I am starting my presentation here. Okay, so topic is online process throughout the MS Team. First one, we will understand how can we install and log in on MS Team. So there is a both option available with the desktop and laptop version, and with the mobile you can access your MS Team. Okay, आप सभी अपने जो MS Team जो प्लेटफॉर्म है वो अवेलेबल है लैपटॉप और डेस्कटॉप वर्जन के लिए भी एज वेल एज आपके मोबाइल ऐप के लिए भी फॉर द iOS that means Apple mobile and Android support mobile, both are apps available for the both device. So first one, how can we install the MS Team and access the MS Team on web browser? So first one, you have to access your laptop Chrome browser or either Microsoft Edge. Microsoft Edge browser is available from the Windows 10 version. Before, at the earlier version, Microsoft Edge is not available, so you have to use the Chrome browser. Some features of the Microsoft Team is not available on other browser like Mozilla, Safari, Opera, and etc. So we have to use the Chrome and Microsoft Edge browser to access the Microsoft Team on desktop or laptop version device. So you have to access this URL I have mentioned here, www.microsoft.com. After this PPT presentation, I will show you the live demo. How can you access the MS Team on your desktop device or laptop device? So I will continue with here with the PPT with the how can we install this MS Team on our desktop, mobile, and iOS device. So first one, you have to log in with your credential. This credential will be provided by your class teacher or your subject teachers. Do not log in by your own Gmail ID and other MS Team ID you have created earlier or after this session. You have to log in by your MS Team ID which is provided by the institute. That means आपको जो आईडी इंस्टीट्यूट से मिला है MS Team का वही आपको यूज करना है. जस्ट बिकॉज अगर आपने अपने पर्सनल आईडी से या आपने खुद जो आईडी क्रिएट किया है MS Team पे, यू कैन क्रिएट इट बिकॉज इट इज फ्री. बट आप उस आईडी से लॉग इन करते हैं तो यू कैन एक्सेस द सेशन. आपको सेशन का पार्ट एक्सेस मिल जाएगा इफ सम टाइम, बट आपको सारे फीचर्स अवेलेबल नहीं होंगे एज वेल एज आपकी अटेंडेंस काउंट नहीं होगी. और एट द टाइम ऑफ MST एंड अदर ऑनलाइन एग्जामिनेशन आपके क्लास टीचर जो भी क्विज कंडक्ट करेंगे थ्रू दी MS Team ऐप, वहां पर आपको ये प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट करेगा आपका पर्सनल आईडी. तो यू हैव टू लॉग इन बाय योर MS Team ID which is provided by the institute. Okay, this is the screenshot desktop version of the MS Team ID page. I will show you after this PPT how can you sign in on MS Team on the desktop or laptop device. First one, we complete our how can you access your MS Team all the other device like install on Android device. First one, you have to open a Google Play Store on your Android device and then search the Microsoft Team or MS Team keyword. Okay, फर्स्ट वन आपको क्या करना है, अपने मोबाइल डिवाइस पे जाना है. जिनके पास भी एंड्रॉइड सपोर्टेड डिवाइस है, मोबाइल डिवाइस है, देन ही हैव टू और शी हैव टू सर्च द MS Team और Microsoft Team on Google Play Store. Then you will be find Microsoft Team just like आपके सामने ये स्क्रीनशॉट मैंने एक इमेज मेंशन की हुई राइट साइड में आप देख रहे हैं. Then you have to just tap on the download button and install the app. आपको क्या करना है, just in the mobile device you have to tap on install button and then access this, install this app on your mobile device, on and only Android device. It will be help on Android device. Then अगर आपके पास में iOS सपोर्टेड डिवाइस है, एप्पल का आईपैड है या आईफोन है, तो देन यू हैव टू ओपन योर एप्पल ऐप स्टोर एंड search there Microsoft Team. You will find this scenario. Here is the screen. You can see here Microsoft Team is search here and result is Microsoft Team app is available. App is available here. Then just you have to, here is the icon with the download and install the app. You can see here this icon is mentioned here and highlighted here. You can download this app, then install on your mobile device. This will support your iPhone or iPad, which is made by Apple. Then after the installation, you will get a icon, and after clicking on that icon, you will see this image on your device. This is sign in page. You can click on sign in button and then put your credential. Credential means which is provided by your institute, class teacher and subject teacher. Then आपको यहाँ पर अपना email ID जो कि MS Team का ID institute की तरफ से मिला है वही यूज करना है. Then sign in it, click your ID, click your password and click on sign in button. Here, this is the your mobile device UI user interface. Look at here. Here is the top of the device. Here is the left navigation pen. You can click, you can tap on it. Okay. For the device, you have to tap, or for the desktop or laptop, you have to click. You can tap on it and you can access the all the menu. इसमें एक मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है, मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट इज कि all the menus are listed in the desktop version. I will show you all the menus will be in the desktop version. All the menus will be listed left side of the screen, but in the mobile device it will be showing the bottom. You can see here in the attached screenshot with this PPT, all the menus are listed here. The activity, chat, teams, meetings, calls, all the listed here in the bottom side of the your mobile screen. This all called Teams navigational icons. Okay, if you click on your setting menu button, then you will be find this all the setting option, and you can set your MS Team with according your requirement. What you can do here, you can change your theme, notification settings, it is available here. Data and storage, just because the storage limit is on all the device, storage is not unlimited. That's why we have to set your, you can set your data and storage limitation here. It will reduce your data and storage capacity, and the app will be run smoothly. The other settings like profile, messaging and others about, all this will be set from here. You can change your profile image, you can put your profile name, your profile image, messaging, you can use the messaging setting from here, and you can access your MS Team by this setting. When you click on the bottom Teams icon, you will be it will be show you all the teams that is created by your class teacher or subject teacher, and you are added there. That means जितनी भी teams हैं वो शो होगी आपको यहाँ पे जिसमें आप मेंबर हैं. That means अगर आपके क्लास टीचर ने यहाँ पर सेक्शन वाइज क्लास टीम्स क्रिएट की है तो यहाँ पर आपको एक सिंगल टीम शो होगी, और अगर आपके क्लास टीचर ने यहाँ पर सब्जेक्ट वाइज टीम क्रिएट की है तो यू विल बी सी हियर all the subjects team here, like operating system, networking. You will be see here number of teams as per your course detail. So this PPT present, how can you access your MS Team account on your how can you install and log in your MS Team account by mobile device or by Android and iOS device. So this session is not a theoretical session. So I am showing you how can you access your MS Team on desktop or laptop device. Okay, the screen is visible to all. Okay, so just you have to open your Chrome browser and just search the MS Team login. You will find the Microsoft Team sign up link here. Just click on it. Okay, so here is the two option: sign in and download now. You can also download this app on your desktop or laptop device as a desktop app. It will be work like your Microsoft Office on your desktop system, but it is mandatory you have to connect with the internet. आपका सिस्टम जो है वो इंटरनेट से कनेक्ट होना चाहिए. अगर आप इसमें डाउनलोड नाउ करके आप ऐप इंस्टॉल करते हो अपने सिस्टम पे, either desktop either laptop, तो both the device should be connected with the internet. Then you can sign in. The same procedure you can do with the browser also. Here I am showing you with the browser. Click on the sign in button. Just I am already put this MS Team ID, one of the student for the test, this demo. This kind of MS Team ID will be provided by your class teacher to you. You have to use this MS Team ID to your classes and or your class other academic activity, which is assigned by your subject teacher or your class teacher. So put this user ID here, then click on next button. Then put the password, which is also provided by your class teacher or subject teacher. Then click on sign in. Look at first. The password is provided by your class teacher or subject teacher. It is not be confidential. Maybe possible they will share this all the student Excel sheet with all students. So you have to change your password at the first sign in. Okay. More thing, you have to sign in, not the sign up. Just because आपका जो email ID है, MS Team ID है, वो इंस्टीट्यूट की तरफ से क्रिएट किया हुआ है, तो आपको साइन अप नहीं करना है, आपको साइन इन करना है. You have to click on the sign in button, not the sign up button. आप sign up button से जाएंगे, it will ask you to create the MS Team ID. वो आपको MS Team ID नया क्रिएट करने के लिए बोलेगा. और वो MS Team ID जो आप क्रिएट करेंगे वो आपके इंस्टीट्यूट में एकेडमिक पर्पस में आपको सपोर्ट नहीं करेगा, आपको उसमें इश्यूज आएंगे इन फ्यूचर, ऑनलाइन क्लास के टाइम में, अटेंडेंस में एंड अदर एक्टिविटीज, क्विज, असाइनमेंट्स, ऑल दी एकेडमिक एक्टिविटीज. So you have to sign in with the MS Team ID which is provided by the institute. Then you have to change the password. First you have to put your current password which is provided by the subject teacher or class teacher. Then you can change your new password. I am doing this for your demo. Okay, then click on sign in. The password will be changed. Okay, then again it will ask you some more information at the first sign in time. Click on next button. See here, there is a one option is available. If you forgot your password, that means आपने अभी यहाँ password create कर दिया, sign in कर लिया, लेकिन आप password भूल गए. It happens many times with the students and other users. So we have a facility with the MS Team कि user खुद अपना password change कर सकता है, but it can only done if he and she registered his mobile number or email ID here. That means you can click on authenticate phone is not configured. There is an option. You can set up it now. Click on here. Put your phone number, just like whatever your phone number you can put here. Then text me. You will be receive a code from the MS Team server, and you have to verify your mobile number. Either you can put your email ID. If your location, the mobile network is not good and you are able to access your email ID, then you can choose your second option, authenticate email is not configured. Click set it up now. You can put your email ID here, then just like same email me, you will be receive a code in your email and you can put that code in verify box and click on it. It will be verify your number, and after signing, after this activity, you can change your password anytime. Click on the forgot button and put your registered email ID or your registered mobile number, and it will be provide again you a code to verify you. It is you or someone else is doing this action on behalf of you. It will be verified by it. So यहाँ पर क्या कर रहे हैं हम? यहाँ पर हम फर्स्टली अपना मोबाइल नंबर या अपना ईमेल आईडी रजिस्टर्ड कर रहे हैं एट दी साइन इन टाइम. फर्स्ट साइन इन टाइम में, एवरी साइन इन टाइम में नहीं आएगा, ये फर्स्ट साइन इन टाइम में आएगा. इफ यू बाईपास दिस वन इट विल बी शो अगेन, बट इफ यू कंप्लीटेड दिस वन इट विल नॉट शो अगेन एंड अगेन. आपको ये बार बार नहीं दिखेगा. आपको फर्स्ट साइन इन पे ही अपना मोबाइल नंबर और अपना ईमेल आईडी दोनों में से कोई एक, एनी सम वन थिंग यू हैव टू पुट हियर, एंड आपको उस रजिस्टर्ड ईमेल आईडी पे या मोबाइल नंबर पे आपके फॉरवर्ड पासवर्ड के क्लिक पे आपको एक कोड जनरेट होगा. वो कोड आपको प्रोवाइड होगा और वो कोड से आप वेरीफाई करेंगे और देन आप अपना पासवर्ड चेंज कर सकेंगे. जैसे अभी मैंने जस्ट इसके पहले एक स्क्रीन पे आपको शो किया था कि हम अपना पासवर्ड कैसे चेंज करते हैं. देन राइट नाउ मैं यहाँ पर एक स्टूडेंट आईडी है, दैट्स व्हाई मैं इसको भी कैंसिल कर रहा हूँ. यू हैव टू डू दिस थिंग मैंडेटरी, अदरवाइज आपको बार बार पासवर्ड का इशू आएगा. देन स्टे साइन इन, ये ऑप्शन आपको यस करना है इफ यू आर यूजिंग MS Team ऑन योर ऑन डिवाइस. मतलब आपकी अपनी डिवाइस है तो आपको इसको यस करना है. आप किसी पब्लिक डोमेन में बैठ के या किसी और नेटवर्क में बैठ के इसको एक्सेस कर रहे हैं तो आपको इसको यस नहीं करना है, नो करना है, जस्ट बिकॉज क्योंकि ये ब्राउजर आपकी डिटेल्स को सेव कर लेगा. Right now I am doing no, or you can do yes if you are using your own device. Okay, this is the name of the student. Again next, Okay, you will be redirected here. Sometime it will ask you download the app or use the इंस्टेंट ऑफ ऐप ब्राउजर. तो आप अगर ब्राउजर यूज करने में कंफर्टेबल है तो आपको ब्राउजर इंस्टेंट यूज ऑफ द ऐप, क्लिक ऑन ब्राउजर. आपको ब्राउजर वाला ऑप्शन पे क्लिक करना है. अगर आप कंफर्टेबल है कि हमको ऐप यूज करना है तो यू हैव टू डाउनलोड द ऐप ऑन योर डेस्कटॉप डिवाइस और लैपटॉप डिवाइस एंड यू कैन एक्सेस दिस ऑन योर लैपटॉप. ओके, some welcome option here. You just read it and close it. Okay, so in this scenario I have created one class as a class teacher or subject teacher, SVIIT BTech first year A section, and I added two student here. You will be see this kind of dashboard or team page on your desktop or laptop device. All the teams are listed here. जहां पर भी आप मेंबर होंगे वही टीम लिस्टेड होगी. जिस क्लास में आप मेंबर नहीं होंगे वो टीम यहाँ लिस्टेड नहीं होगी. तो इट शुड बी ऑलवेज लिस्टेड योर क्लास हियर. जस्ट click on here. You can access all the chats and other assignments here. This is a post. All the communication will be done by the class teacher from here. New conversation. The class teacher will be post here whatever he want to do, and he can assign and attach some study material here. Click on the assignments option. Here, look at here. There is two assignments are listed here. First one is operating system and computer hardware. This is due today 4:30 PM. That means ये असाइनमेंट आपको क्विज आपको आपके क्लास टीचर ने दिया है और उन्होंने इसके ड्यू डेट जो दिए हुए वो आज की 4:30 का PM का आज का टाइम दिया हुआ है. Just you have to complete this assignment before 4:30 PM. That means you have to click here. You will see the assignments, operating system and computer hardware. Click on it again. You will find the assignment page. You will see here some questions mentioned by your class teacher. Look at your name will be mentioned here. Hi Mayur. This account belongs to Mayur Sharma. So it is showing hi Mayur, and this is your. ये एक्शन करते से ही सबसे मेन इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग कि आपने ये एक्सेस किया. क्लास टीचर को ये पता चल जाएगा कि यू हैव व्यूड और नॉट. आपने व्यू कर लिया, देन यू हैव टू कंप्लीट द असाइनमेंट, राइट योर आंसर. If there is some diagram and another image, or you have to upload some PDF, JPG and other doc file, you can upload here as per the depend on the quiz question paper. You can upload. Excuse me. So then you can upload your image, doc and PDF files which is asked by the class teacher or subject teacher. Then submit your assignment after review and submit. Your response was submitted. That means you have completed your assignment and it will be shown to your subject teacher or class teacher. Then close. Click on again. Look at turn in. The status is changed. Turn in Thursday, October 7, 2021 at 3:59 PM. That means all kind of log it saved. आपने जो भी एक्शन लिया, look at the assignment is not visible right now. Just because आपने इसको अटेम्प्ट कर लिया है और आपने इसको सबमिट कर दिया है और ये टर्न इन हो गया है. That means ये आपके क्लास टीचर और सब्जेक्ट टीचर को विजिबल हो गया है चेक करने के लिए. आपने जो भी क्वेश्चन आंसर्स दिए हैं वो आंसर सब आपके क्लास टीचर के पास में सेव हो गए हैं उनके MS टीम अकाउंट में, और वो उसको देख सकते हैं। वो अटैचमेंट्स आपने जो किया है वो उसको व्यू कर सकते हैं, और अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट वो आपको नंबरिंग करेंगे, वो आपको मार्क्स प्रोवाइड करेंगे। Some another assignment is here. This due date is 10 October. You have a time for this, and this kind of assignment, this is not the quiz assignment. The first one I have show you, that one is a quiz assignment. Quiz assignment, that means आपकी जो MST है, मिड सेम के जो टर्म्स एग्जाम्स हैं, वो आपको उस क्विज असाइनमेंट्स के सिनेरियो में आपको मिल सकते हैं, जिसमें आपको कुछ क्वेश्चंस होंगे जो ऑब्जेक्टिव्स भी होंगे, डिस्क्रिप्टिव भी होंगे, और कुछ आपको कंटेंट राइट डाउन करके अपनी नोटबुक्स में उनको कन्वर्ट करना है, PDF, JPG, व्हाटएवर यू हैव टू कन्वर्ट, देन उनको अपलोड करना है आपके MS टीम क्विज अकाउंट में, एंड यू हैव टू सबमिट। दिस इज द क्लास वर्क। आपको आपके सब्जेक्ट टीचर हो सकता है कि कोई सब्जेक्ट का कोई असाइनमेंट दे जो आपको वीकली या मंथली आपको सबमिट करना हो, तो यू हैव टू जस्ट गो देयर एंड देन अटैच व्हाटएवर यू हैव। वन ड्राइव, आपके वन ड्राइव में है, लिंक है आपके पास, या आपके टीम में आपने अपलोड किया हुआ है, या आप अपने डिवाइस से भी, जो भी डिवाइस आपके पास अवेलेबल है वहां से आप इसको अटैच कर सकते हैं। यू कैन अटैच व्हाटएवर। आपकी क्लास टीचर ने कोई प्रेजेंटेशन दिया आपको, you have to create presentation or you have to submit on or before 10th October, then you just, and then here is the option, there is the option submit, here is the option turn in. When you click on it, it will be visible and available to class teacher or subject teacher to check this assignment. Okay, got it? Then second one, आपको ये समझ में आ गया कि किस तरह से आपकी टीम आप एक्सेस कर सकते हैं, किस तरह से आपका असाइनमेंट्स आपको मिलेंगे, क्विज आपको मिलेंगे। ओके, अब आप अपनी क्लास कैसे इसमें ज्वाइन करेंगे, तो हाउ कैन यू ज्वाइन द क्लास, वो मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन करूंगा यहाँ पे। फर्स्ट यू गो ऑन कैलेंडर ऑप्शन, लुक एट हियर। आपके सब्जेक्ट टीचर है जो आपको ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम एंड कंप्यूटर्स का सब्जेक्ट टीच करते हैं, उन्होंने आपकी क्लास में एक सेशन जो है वो बनाया हुआ है। एक्सक्यूज मी। वो सेशन कब का है? 8 फरवरी का है, जो कि टाइम शेड्यूल क्या है आपका? आपका टाइम शेड्यूल है 11 AM। 11 AM पे आपकी क्लास आपको ज्वाइन करनी है। यू जस्ट क्लिक ऑन हियर, देन जस्ट क्लिक ऑन ज्वाइन। ओके, then put your camera on, mic off according instruction by the class teacher or subject teacher। जो भी आपके क्लास टीचर आपको इंस्ट्रक्शंस दे रहे हैं उसके अकॉर्डिंग आपको अपना कैमरा ऑन या ऑफ रखना है। then just click on join, it will be connected your class, you, and look at right now I am the single user, so it is showing waiting for others to join। जैसे ही आपका सेशन स्टार्ट होगा आपके क्लास टीचर आ जाएंगे आपकी क्लास में, देन आपके सब्जेक्ट टीचर्स आ जाएंगे, और आपको जो भी प्रेजेंटेशन, जस्ट लाइक आई एम डूइंग दिस थिंग ऑन जूम, वैसे ही जूम प्लेटफॉर्म पे जैसे आपको मैं यहाँ शो कर रहा हूँ, सेम एज इट इज आपको MS टीम के आपके क्लास टीचर्स आपको यहाँ शो करेंगे। और देन यू कैन रेज योर हैंड जस्ट लाइक जूम मीटिंग में आप अभी करते हैं। यू कैन read your question here, write your question here। You can write your question here and it will be visible to your class teacher or subject teacher। So this is very simplest way, just click on the red button, you will be leave the class। Just look at here, all the session will be recorded here and log will be created when you join the class। Look at here, meeting started, मयूर शर्मा, आपका जो आपने यहाँ चैट किया था वो चैट आपके यहाँ पर लॉग में सेव हो गया। मैं आपको फिर से एक बार इसको बता देता हूँ। यू हैव टू साइन इन, देन क्लिक ऑन कैलेंडर, आपको कैलेंडर में जाना है, देन आपको यहाँ पर चेक करना है आपकी कौन कौन सी सेशन में यहाँ पर क्लास है इस वीक में। ठीक है, यहाँ पर हाँ, फर्स्ट वन आई फॉरगॉट दिस थिंग, देयर इज ए बाय डिफॉल्ट वर्क वीक। वर्क वीक मीन मंडे टू फ्राइडे। पॉसिबल है कि कोई क्लास आपकी सैटरडे हो सकती है, कोई स्पेशल केस में आपको संडे को भी क्लास हो सकती है, तो यू हैव टू चेंज द कैलेंडर व्यू, जस्ट वीक it will be show Sunday to Saturday. Got it? So all the 7 days calendar will be show here, and you can access your all the classes from here. On this class is series. This class is series class. Just because look at it. 7 on Thursday, 11. Sorry, on Thursday, on Friday, 11 a.m. Look at. Click on next week. You will be see same class here on next Friday. It will be continues as per the schedule by the subject teacher or class teacher. आपको ये क्लास ऑलवेज दिखेगी जब तक वो क्लास टीचर और सब्जेक्ट टीचर ने उसको शेड्यूल किया हुआ है, अकॉर्डिंग टू देम उसका स्टार्ट और एंड डेट मेंशन होगा और आपके कैलेंडर में वो विजिबल होगी. ऑल दी सब्जेक्ट्स क्लास विल बी विजिबल हियर एंड यू हैव टू जस्ट क्लिक हियर देन ज्वाइन. ओके, द अनदर वे टू ज्वाइन द क्लास, समटाइम्स ये हो सकता है कि आपकी क्लासेस जो है वो some kind of special classes just like प्लेसमेंट एक्टिविटीज के लिए हो सकती है, आपके जो है पर्सनल डेवलपमेंट से रिलेटेड हो सकती है. तो उसमें जैसे आज अभी आप जो है जूम मीटिंग पे कनेक्टेड हुए हैं, तो सिंगल एक ही सेक्शन के स्टूडेंट्स नहीं है, मल्टीपल सेक्शंस के स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ पर कनेक्टेड है. सो उस केस में क्या होगा, यहाँ पर आपको दिस काइंड ऑफ लिंक विल बी प्रोवाइडेड बाय द सब्जेक्ट टीचर्स और क्लास टीचर हु इज कंडक्टिंग दिस सेशन. Then you just copy that one. This link will be provided. Just I am clicking here. It is copied. Just you have to sign in first in your MS Team account. Then click on the browser and put that link here and enter. Look at here. Download the Windows app, continue with this browser and open your team app. I have mentioned this thing. आपको अगर अपने डेस्कटॉप वर्जन पे आपको अगर डाउनलोड करना है विंडोज पे आपके, तो यू कैन डाउनलोड ही फ्रॉम हियर. अगर आपको ऑलरेडी इंस्टॉल्ड है तो यू जस्ट हैव टू क्लिक ऑन ओपन योर टीम ऐप. और अगर आप इंटरेस्टेड है कि मुझे ब्राउजर पे ही कंफर्टेबल है, आई एम कंफर्टेबल विद द ब्राउजर, यू कैन क्लिक ऑन कंटिन्यू ऑन दिस ब्राउजर. बोथ दी option is available here and you can access from desktop app or from the browser, but mandatory the browser should be Windows Edge, Microsoft Explorer Edge or Chrome. The Mozilla and other browser is not supported some features, so highly recommended use the Chrome browser or either Windows Edge, or either you can use your desktop app here. This will not restrict whatever browser is available on your desktop. ऐप आप अगर डाउनलोड कर लेते हैं तो ब्राउजर का रिस्ट्रिक्शन खत्म हो जाता है उसके. जस्ट सेम लाइक ज्वाइन नाउ, you will be join your session, class session. Okay, after this session is complete, you have to leave the class and again go to calendar and check which is your next class as per the schedule, and then click on it and again join it. Got my point? Okay, hope all the students understand this session. If you have any question about this, you can ask through the chat box. Is there any question? Just ask only to me the technical question for this MS Team app regarding. Don't ask some academic questions and other questions in this session. if we get any problem in signing in, so what to do? If you are getting some problem with signing, the first you have to check your internet bandwidth. Okay, the MS Team is required higher bandwidth, so you have to good internet connectivity. You can access your MS Team on your mobile device as well as your desktop, but internet should be good bandwidth. And sometime check your device time zone. I have find this issue some students, our current students system, their the time zone is not Indian time zone. It should be must 5:30 and 5:30 plus and Delhi, Kolkata and Mumbai, Chennai. Some students have another time zone. It will occur a issue when you log in on your desktop or laptop device. Okay. Password should be very carefully. You have to password should be created and do not share with the anyone. Okay. रिकॉर्डिंग के बारे में आप अपने सब्जेक्ट टीचर से पूछ सकते हैं. रिकॉर्डिंग बाय डिफॉल्ट अवेलेबल होती है टू द क्लास टीचर और सब्जेक्ट टीचर्स. वो आपके साथ शेयर करते हैं नहीं करते हैं, इट विल बी डिपेंडेंट ऑन देयर लुकआउट. All the class details and timetable you will get as soon as possible. It is not my part, so I cannot answer this question. हाँ, ऑथेंटिकेशन ईमेल में आपको अपने पर्सनल ईमेल आईडी ही यूज करना है. MS टीम का जो आईडी आपको मिलेगा वो आईडी तो आपको साइन इन में यूज करना है. डू नॉट यूज दी MS टीम आईडी एज ए ऑथेंटिकेशन ईमेल आईडी. आपको अपना जीमेल पे, याहू पे, रिडिफ पे, व्हाटएवर जहां भी आप अपना ईमेल आईडी एक्सेस करते हैं जिस भी डोमेन पे, वो पर्सनल ईमेल आईडी ही आपको मेंशन करना है उसमें, या इधर अपना मोबाइल नंबर जिस पे आपको एक सिक्योरिटी कोड आएगा और उस कोड की हेल्प से आप अपना जो है MS टीम अकाउंट जो है वो एक्सेस कर पाएंगे. इफ यू फॉरगॉट योर पासवर्ड, आप अगर पासवर्ड भूल जाते हो तो यू हैव टू क्लिक ऑन फॉरगॉट पासवर्ड, देन क्लिक ऑन दी आई शो यू हियर signing. Yeah, you have to leave the class. Assignments आपको कैसे मिलेंगे ये डिपेंड ऑन योर क्लास टीचर एंड सब्जेक्ट टीचर्स. I cannot answer this कि वो आपको कैसे मिलेंगे. वो MS टीम पे मिल सकते हैं, ऑफलाइन मोड में मिल सकते हैं, वो डिपेंड ऑन योर सब्जेक्ट टीचर. आपको सभी को आईडी मिल जाएगा, मे बी पॉसिबल आज सभी को डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो जाएगा और अदरवाइज टुमारो, मैक्सिमम टुमारो मिल जाएगा. नो, आप अपना जो भी ऐप है उसके लिए विंडोज 10 रिक्वायर्ड नहीं है. विंडोज 10 मैंने मेंशन किया था कि माइक्रोसॉफ्ट एज ब्राउजर जो है वो विंडोज 10 से अवेलेबल है. अर्लियर वर्जन में वो एक्सप्लोरर अवेलेबल है. तो आप विंडोज 7 में भी MS टीम का ऐप डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं. आप उसको डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं. यू कैन एक्सेस योर क्लास थ्रू दी डेस्कटॉप ऐप आल्सो इन विंडोज 7. और आप विंडोज 7 में क्रोम ब्राउजर से भी MS टीम को एक्सेस कर सकते हैं. Password is not changing. You have to change your password in the very good manner, and first you have to register your email ID or mobile number at the sign in time. आप अपना पासवर्ड भूलते हैं, मैं बता चुका हूँ। पासवर्ड अगर आप भूल जाते हैं तो आपको अभी जो आईडी पासवर्ड मिला है उस एट द टाइम ऑफ फर्स्ट साइन इन आपको अपना ईमेल आईडी या मोबाइल नंबर मेंशन करना है। आई शो यू हाउ कैन यू एक्सेस योर पासवर्ड। लुक एट हियर। Okay, look at here. Can't access your account. Click on can't access your account. Then work or school account. Do not use the personal account. Work or school account. Okay, write your email ID. Email ID means your username. That one is provided by your class teacher. Look at here. Just I am doing for your demo. Write the special characters mentioned above. Next. Then look at here. We are sorry. You can't reset your own password because you haven't registered for password reset. That means this account is not registered his email ID or mobile number to recover the password. So it will be very difficult to you to recover the password if you forgot it. You have to contact your class teacher or subject teacher in this scenario. But it will be very helpful to you if you configure your email ID or password at the time of first sign in. You did not puzzle for that, and you can reset your password at any time whenever you forgot it with the help of your registered email ID or registered mobile number. Okay, I think I have covered all the things. There is no question regarding this. Just let me check. Login ID means your MS Team ID, which is provided by your institute. I have show you in this. Now depend on the subject teachers. They will share on WhatsApp the class link, or they can provide this on your MS Team account also. They can post the subject link in your MS Team account. You will be get your class teacher from. आपको आपके आईडीज क्लास टीचर से मिल जाएंगे। How can you share? How can we submit homework? Subject teacher will be share this class link on WhatsApp group. Yes, they can do it and they can share on MS Team also. For some reason, I have it. ओके मैं आपको कैसे आपका असाइनमेंट सबमिट करेंगे मैं एक बार फिर से सीनियर बता देता हूँ. Just you have to go assignments, click on your assignment which is listed here, and then just you have to attach your assignment work and then turn in. When you turn in, it will be visible to subject teacher for marking. Got it? Okay, I think the session is completed and I have covered all the things. So all the students, all the best for the new session, and you can leave now.
नितिन सर. नितिन सर.